have the bollocks.
Do you really want to go toe-to-toe with me on that?
You've completely, like, what are we doing here? Levy isn't going anywhere.
It's all down to timing, isn't it?
Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the Spurs Five. It is your Thursday night episode ahead of one of the most important games in Tottenham Hotspur's recent history. We've got the Wolves preview to discuss. We also have some interesting updates regarding Tottenham's pursuit of a new director of football alongside the guy that I think, if we're looking for universal consensus from Tottenham fans, then maybe Johan Lang's imminent departure is probably the closest thing that Tottenham fans have ever come to being entirely agreed upon. But of course, Tottenham ownership intending to go in a different direction. We've got that to talk about, as well as a potential injury, a nightmare, another injury for quick returning Destiny Udogie. He seems to be 1 week in, 3 weeks out. Like his, I don't know, time of the month or something. We have also some other interesting stuff to get through as well, with some random topics that we're going to drop over the next 2 hours. I'm here, of course, with Johnny H, with Stelios, and with Lubo. Before we bring in the guest, it's Thursday night, so you know we have 5 guests, guys. A little bit of admin, then I'm going to find out how the boys are doing. Please, guys, smash the like button for us, if you don't mind. Super important. We don't ask too often. We don't beg throughout the show, but it really is very, very important. The like game is always strong with you people, but it could be better. So please do smash the like, smash the subscribe if you haven't already. We are on the march to whatever we are on the march to. Hit the notification bell and drop your comments thick and fast. Keep them respectful as the boys discuss the various proceedings. We are, of course, available on all of your podcast platforms, Apple Pods, Amazon, and Spotify. So if that's your thing, I believe Stream Elements will be dropping all of the links as we go through the show. But if they don't, for whatever reason, then next time you're on your podcast platforms, do give the Spurs Five a look up, give us a rating, a follow, and a review. And last but by no means least, we are, of course, sponsored by the wonderful guys over at OK Jersey. You know where to go to find all of your latest clobber. If you're looking for specific teams' jerseys, maybe they've got the next season's away kit that might not yet be confirmed, maybe just have a look. Go a size up. Also, they have got brilliant offers, brilliant specials on the World Cup teams. If you are looking for a second team to support, or maybe your first team, then make sure you go to OK Jersey. Big up to them for the support. Code 5 at checkout. FIVE gets you 8% off at checkout. The best quality and the best value when you combine the two. Big up to them for the sponsor. Johnny, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. You okay, buddy?
Yeah, all good. I'm trying to get back to fitness again. Still feeling a bit rough, but hopefully another few days and I will be there. So hopefully I won't give in tonight. Just the usual Spurs stories, but I'd like to thank Chelsea for giving us a day off the front pages. It won't last more than a couple of days, but thanks very much anyway. We couldn't have done it without you. Thanks.
Yeah, there's always someone else who's ready to take the clown show off of Tottenham Hotspur. But we'll see. We'll see. The week is still young. Stel, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. You okay?
Yeah, good. Good evening, everyone. I've exchanged one cave for another one. Just a move of cave. And unlike Johnny, I'm not going to say thank you to Chelsea, because now that they're going to change manager, they're probably going to get something out of the game, because I actually think if
guy doesn't have a proper license, doesn't even have a proper license still.
Yeah, but you know what? I think that
I think you're more qualified. I think you're more qualified to coach him still than he is.
You got to drive it. You listen. You got a Cypriot drive-it license, mate. That's a bit higher qualification than McFarlane.
Honestly, if they'd kept him, I actually think Spurs might have done something, because they were in complete and utter freefall. But now they'll probably get that little bounce they need. But anyway, we'll see how we go. Let's beat Wolves first. Let's try and get past Wolves.
Yeah, massive weekend ahead. Lubo, how you doing, mate? Good to see you.
All good, thanks. All good. Good evening, fellow panelists and everybody watching. Got my Wolves ticket through by email today. Looking forward to that Saturday afternoon. For anybody who's on their way up there, the club put out on their email today that there are big traffic closures in Wolverhampton, and they are recommending 3 to 4 hours travelling if you're driving up from London. So get on that motorway nice and early.
Yeah, wow, fantastic stuff. All right, guys, let's find out. You know how we go. It's Thursday. We always bring in another guest, and we've got a man making one. It is a debut. It's a debut for the panel show. I think he has been on the show before or after a game. We're going to find out who it is. Let's see. Who could it be? We love a little bit of a doorbell here. Let's bring him in. Making his debut on the panel show, he is known as the Danalist. Big up to you, Danny boy. How are you, mate? Great to have you, buddy.
Hey. Big up. Evening, everyone. Big up, Sean, Johnny, Lubo, Stel. Big up, chat. Thank you so much for having me on. Hope you're all doing well, mate. Good. Cheers.
I think we're all doing okay, mate. How's that?
Come on to talk about this shit show of Spurs, eh?
Yeah. How are you feeling about the whole thing, mate? Just quickly, are you on the resigned to the it is what it is, and we're going down, or do you still hold some sort of hope that we can stay up?
So I've accepted it. We're going down. Can't win a game of football. No wins in 15. So yeah, I've accepted it. Can we beat Wolves? Well, we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure we'll get into it tonight.
We definitely are. Before we get to the Wolves game specifically, though, guys, I think we have to start with some information a little bit closer to, I guess, the area or the department of Tottenham that certainly frustrates every Tottenham fan, I think, but some more than others. And our ownership have, according to Plettigol, Florian Plettenberg, who knows a thing or two about German football, he's been saying that Tottenham are very much in the race, in the hunt, very, very advanced, although it's not clear yet whether it will happen, to be bringing in a director of football in the closed season. And that is, of course, Sebastian Kehl, the recently axed or recently departed Borussia Dortmund, young, good-looking DOF. He's had an unbelievable career. He's played a very, very fantastic footballer. He also got all of his licenses, all of his coaching badges. He's got more coaching badges than the Chelsea interim. But he's also been in charge of Borussia Dortmund for a couple of years. He oversaw them getting to the 2024 Champions League final, but after a trophyless season, he was ousted a few months ago. Mixed reviews, and I'll start by saying that Dortmund fans are not impressed, or they were delighted that he left. They blame him for a hell of a lot of the issues at Dortmund. From what I've looked into and from what I've read, lads, this guy has overseen a level of, I won't say chaos. I think chaos is the wrong word, but it always seems like there's a little bit of drama within Borussia Dortmund over the last couple of years. Lots of players that think that they're above managers. Lots of managers that think that they're also directors that don't really know how to keep control of the situation. And my first thought is just terrifying with him.
Perfect for Spurs.
Yeah, him and De Zerbi working together. I think it might be crazy. But the worst part about the entire story, sorry for the monologue here before I bring you guys in, is that the article was written in a way that would terrify most Tottenham fans, because it's written as Sebastian Kehl will be coming in to work alongside Johan Lang, not to replace him. Dan, I'd like to come to you first, mate, as you're first on the show, buddy. How are you feeling about this guy? Do you know much about him? You know much about what he's up to, what he's been up to? What's your thoughts, bud?
Yeah, I've looked into it. I'm sure we all have looked into it. I'm not convinced with him, to be honest. He's got some experience. Yeah, he's been at Dortmund for years. Knows that club very well. He stepped up. So he was a player there, wasn't he? So he stepped up as this sporting director role. Yeah. So on paper, you think, okay, seems quite decent. But if you break it down, what has he actually really built? I don't think Dortmund really improved under him. I think he got into a Champions League final, but they've been inconsistent. They bottled a title under him, dropped out the top spots. I think they came fifth once under him as well. And a lot of the signings that he brought in didn't work. So look, I don't think it's the right guy for us. If we're really looking at a DOF, it's really got to be the right guy we're going to bring in. And for Spurs, we need someone not just with experience. We need someone who can actually build something properly. And right now, I just think it's all a little bit too safe, a bit underwhelming, to be honest. And also, obviously, you know, Lange, you know, the news he's not going anywhere, so we're stuck with him. I don't know how. Maybe we'll lose his job if we get relegated. But look, I'm really underwhelmed by him, guys. I'm, you know, listening to you, Sean. It sounds like you are as well. And yeah, I'm sure. I mean, surely there's someone better out there.
It's more just concern. Forget about the Johan Lang side of the continuation bet on him. Forget about that for a second. It's just, I feel like my experience looking in, because I remember when Edin Terzic was linked with Tottenham, and I went and did a lot of research into Edin Terzic. And of course, Edin Terzic was the manager at Dortmund when they went to the 24 Champions League final. And I remember reading about all of the senior players at Dortmund who didn't like the way that Terzic was playing, and they went above his head to Kehl, however you say his name, and to other people in the Dortmund hierarchy. And that sort of, that disrespect was allowed to kind of fester, whatever the word is. And so I'm just worried about how much control. Forget about his signings for a second. Forget about the Johan Lang thing. Just in terms of, if you're okay with players going over the manager's head and you're allowing that sort of thing to happen, and it creates some sort of discontent amongst who it is that's in control of the room, that kind of weak leadership, if you like, Dan, alongside a De Zerbi type manager who's willing and ready to have a fight with anybody, that to me doesn't scream like it's chemistry.
No, let's pray it doesn't happen. Let's pray he turns it down. He's out of work, isn't he, at the moment?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So, we need someone stronger, someone better. Surely there's a better choice of DOF. It's interesting. Now, there must be something in it. Obviously, there must be something in it because, you know, who was it who reported it? What's his name?
Plettenberg,
Yeah.
who like when he talks about German football, he's Sky Sports Germany, so he knows what he's talking about, you know.
And does he know the Championship? You know, say if we do get relegated, what's his knowledge of the Championship? He's not going to have a clue, is he?
It's a problem. But of course, the Borussia Dortmund whole MO is seeking out undervalued talent, and on that basis, he has had some success stories. You know, obviously Nico Schlotterbeck was a fantastic talent from him.
Adeyemi
as well. Yeah. He had.
But for every one of them, there's a Joe Bellingham.
Jadon Sancho. Sancho was a good pull that across.
I don't think was Sancho one of his. Was it? Was Sancho one of his signings?
No, it was Con. No, it was Con before him.
That was beforehand.
Yeah, I think Sancho was before. But he signed Julian Ryerson, who's a quality player for cheap and chips from Union Berlin. Felix Nemeka, the player that Tottenham were linked with as well, who I'm not that impressed with. I saw Nemeka play against us a couple of months ago. I didn't think he was that good. Sorry, Stel, go on.
Guys, I was going to say, I don't understand why we're linked with transfers of players and sporting directors when, number one, we don't know what division we're going to be in. Number two, we won't know who the manager is going to be until we know what division we're in, because there is still a chance De Zerbi will leave if we get relegated. He probably won't, but we don't know that for a fact. And number three, if Johan Lange is going to stay, it doesn't bloody matter who we bring in because he's going to be interfering and we know what happens. So I just think we need to get through this season, see what division we're in next season, and then clear the whole thing out, which includes Lange as well, before we talk about football directors to come in and build it. I just think this is crazy that we're doing. It feels like we're doing things rather than step 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to step 3 to then go to step 1, then figure out 4, then back to. It feels like we're disjointed already by doing this. I don't know how you look.
I don't think, just quickly, sorry, Johnny, I don't think that Plettenberg was saying that a decision was imminent. I think they're just having conversations at the moment. And it actually looks like it's Kehl that's more likely to be like, hold your horses. I don't know if I want to break from the game or whatever. Sorry, Johnny, come on.
No, I was just going to say, you know, we have illusions of grandeur at this club. You know, as fans, you know, we think, you know, we should be getting better. Like, who wants to come and work under this regime? We have to think of it like that as well. Second of all, I'm hoping in hope that, you know, similar to when Vinay was brought in to work alongside Daniel Levy. Daniel was ousted. I'm hoping that whoever comes in to work alongside Johan Lang is shown the door. I mean, how inept can you be as a board to have absolutely no clue what's going on and then look at the deal surrounding Johan Lang since he's arrived at this club and think he's our guy. How can you possibly think he's our guy? You've only got to look, forget about looking at, Twitter and social media and fan opinion. Just go and look, at his results and the players that he signed. I think it's an absolute disaster. Every time I hear his name mentioned as being in the future, I get the ick. And I'm also with Sean on the fact that I don't believe that this guy, and sorry with you, Dan, I don't believe this is the right guy. This is a guy, if I remember Joe Bellingham's, when he signed, Joe Bellingham's parents were storming the dressing room, having a fight with the trainer, telling him when he should have had him on and off the pitch.
It doesn't feel like there's discipline. It doesn't feel like he's running a tight ship,
show, mate.
Yeah,
it's a shit show, and he's Borussia Dortmund through and through as a player, and as a coach, and what have you, and as a director of football. But if I was offering all the money, there's only one person I would be buying, and that's Dougie Freeman. But he ain't coming. Because he would only ever come for the right money, number one. But the most important thing, he would only come if he had complete and utter control of transfers and all things football. And when you think that he's already worked with the second most difficult chairman in football, in Steve Parish, and worked with him quite comfortably for a number of years, I think he could work with his board, but he's not going to come and play a second fiddle, or he's not going to come in and be questioned with his signings, because I think his record speaks for itself.
Do you know what, Johnny? Can I before we get on to alternatives, because it's an interesting one, because I do want to come back to you and ask you about the kind of the value proposition of paying someone like him the money that he's earning somewhere else, in terms of like how important is the DOF in a role, and compare it to what Donna Cullen got. I will come back to you on that. I just want to get Lubo's initial thoughts on Sebastian. Oh, what's going on there? I want to get Lubo's initial thoughts on Sebastian Kehl, and see where we're at with that one. Lubo, what's your thoughts on the guy, mate?
Well, he's had a mixed results in terms of players at Dortmund. I mean, the ones that I've seen that he's brought in are all pretty good players. Listen, Dortmund are one of the best 2 or 3 clubs in Germany, aren't they? Bayern are just a monster, and the rest are in the distance. But the bigger problem for me, two things that the boys said. Johnny said about who are we now as a club to be demanding this, demanding that, and what you said still is true as well. For me, the club don't know where they're at. We won't know for another month. Everton's a month tomorrow, isn't it? So I presume, if there are people on the board who knew what they were doing, you would have had chats with De Zerbi and said, right, we got to. I know you're here to keep us up, but we've also got to look at worst. Let's look at best case scenario, worst case scenario. Who are the players that you're going to look for if we stay in the Premier League, and who are the players likewise if we go down? Who do you want to be working with if we stay up, and likewise if we go down? Because Kehl doesn't know anything about players, that you need for the Championship. So he's coming in blind.
He might do. I know he spent his whole time in the Bundesliga, but let's not assume that he doesn't know anything about European football. He might know some players.
A lot of the players he's bought have come from Bundesliga clubs, haven't they?
Sure they have. Yeah.
A lot of domestic, and it was like Perisic. Everybody Perisic was buying, was getting hold of, was from Italy.
Sure.
And we need bigger than that. We need better than that. We need a scouting network. We need somebody who's very well connected, who has scouts in all the different continents.
But that's the scouting department, though, isn't it? Like I think, I think we're sitting there saying, for example, we hate Johan Lang, and I think we all have reason to believe that he's he's underperformed. Yeah, but he's not the chief scout like Rob McKenzie. Rob McKenzie gets a free run. No one talks about Rob McKenzie at Tottenham, but he's the chief scout. He's the guy that should have his network of people out there with fingers in pies in Brazil and Ethiopia and wherever else. But it all kind of like everyone just presumes it's Johan Lang, and similarly with you'd imagine with Kehl as well, right?
Sure, but if Lang is the boss, if he's Mackenzie's boss, and Mackenzie's not putting together a scouting network, I mean, Chelsea have got scouts in. I think they've got 4. They got a chief. They got a head of DOF, and then they've got 4 top scouting people right across the globe. We should be doing this. You know, why are other clubs picking up top kids from South America? You know, but top kids. Why aren't we in there seeing these, spotting them before other clubs? And this comes down to the ability of the scouting network, and ultimately the ability of the DOF. Now, for me, the fact that Lange is still there just shows you how inept our board are. It's quite staggering that he is still in that job. That interview that he made after the January transfer window, when he talked about, you know, I think was it 33 players only bought by Premier League clubs. Well, I don't know what he's looking at other clubs for. We were in dire need of players, and his neglect in that January transfer window, along with the 4 months before then, is probably the biggest neglectful transfer window I think I can ever remember in my life.
Yeah, 100%. If you're surmising an entire window by saying there was nobody that was available that could have improved us, then I'm sorry, you're not looking hard enough, or maybe you don't have the correct application or distribution of eyes in certain pockets of the world. And again, back to like this, from what I understand, and again, I'm no expert, and I could be completely wrong on this, but from what I've learned about this in the past, there's 2 sort of different models of scouting underneath any particular umbrella of DOF. One of them is that you'll have literally fixed term places in people in divisions of the world. So you'll have a South American scout. I know Tottenham used to have one in South America that would be responsible for the whole continent. You'll have someone in Eastern Europe. You'll have someone in wherever else, right? Asia. And the other model is that you'll have scouts that are localized that then get sent on recommendation out to then go and look at the people that are out there, which is a cheaper way of doing it. So you haven't got to have full fixed term costs for people in certain areas of the world. But obviously, one of the benefits of having multi-club ownership is that if you're part of like the City Football Group, you already have entire organisations that are placed all over the world. So there's not going to be any secrets of top talent that are emerging out of whichever corner of the world you want to look at. But Tottenham don't have that, so it's a limitation based on lack of access. I would assume.
Which is affecting us even more because we're down the pecking order for the top players already. So. Yeah. It's another whammy. Kehl, I don't know. I mean, I think the club, for me, Dougie Freeman's record, some of the players he's brought into Palace have been absolutely fantastic. I mean, I'm reading reports seeing that, you know, that people are saying Elise is on a different level this season to Lamine Yamal. He's that good. Break the bank, bring him in. Break the bank. You know,
unfortunately, it's too comfortable out there. Unfortunately,
I was going to ask you this, Johnny. £3.5 million or $3.5 million is what he's earning, according to reports. Right, so about £3 million.
Net.
Now that's sure, net. Yeah, no tax out there. Sure, 100%. So that's obviously an extortionate amount of money to pay a DOF relative to what Tottenham are traditionally. I don't know what Lang is probably getting $600,000 a year, something like that, right? So it'd be a hell of a lot. But to me, and tell me if you agree or disagree, to me, the DOF is the third most important kind of category of employment after the players and the manager. Yeah. I don't really care what the owner looks like, as long as they're being able to create enough revenue and then not getting in the way of the footballing people. To me, the DOF is a key employment role. And when you compare Donna Cullen got £6.6 million as a payoff. I don't know what secret she holds. I don't know what's going on there. That needs to be investigated. But that pays for 2 years of, obviously the tax, whatever. But that just up simplistically, it pays for 2 years for Dougie Freedman.
I mean,
what are we doing here?
I mean, listen, look, without going into too much detail, what I can tell you is that I know that when I mention certain players to people I know, Dougie's already on that. Dougie Freeman's already on that. Dougie Freeman's talking about these players in November and he's buying them in January, whether it be Adam Walton, you know, Elise at Reading. He was standout at Reading for $8 million. Like, he's in, he's done, deal done. right? No messing around. QPR, he's the first one in buying Eze, and he doesn't mess around. He identifies the talent and he moves it on. And for me, he's worth every penny of that 3.5 million, because if you can uncover the consistent talent that he has, and he has done, not 1 year, not 2 years, on a consistent basis. Has he got a couple wrong? Yes, he's got a couple wrong. A couple of Brazilians he's got wrong. But on the whole, the vast majority have been really good successes. He would more than pay for himself in recruiting top players that, you might want to sell. But more importantly, for the quality to add to the team, right? And what would our team be with an Elise, an Eze, a Walton, an Ismail Sarr, and may I even say a Mateta, who's not even firing on all blanks at the moment, a Mark Gahey, a Lacroix. When he gets rid of Anderson, he left the message, when Glasner came in, get rid of Anderson, look at Lacroix. He knows his football. The problem is that his remit in Saudi is a complete sporting overhaul. He has run the whole sporting complex. It's more than just the football. I think it's going to be a hard task to get him out. But, the German guy, more in sort of Lubo's camp, it's a little bit one-dimensional. I would, if we're talking about a Campos, a Paul Mitchell, someone of that ilk. But unfortunately, we are the spotty kid at the disco who's going in there trying to chat up all the good-looking birds, and they're not really interested. The lights have come on, and we're trying to chat up all the good-looking birds, and unfortunately, we're the ugly duckling right now. And
but Johnny, that's not true, because
it is true. You just said you don't know where we are. We don't know where we are. We know. I'm just saying, until we know where we are at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Then it's hard to attract or to talk. If we stay in the league still.
Are we actually the guy that's currently cut out? We're still waiting in line. The bouncers ID checking us.
Can't even get in.
Can't even get in yet.
Sean, I disagree a little bit, because De Zerbi, he said no because he wanted to wait and see where we were. Then we said, right, 60 million, 5-year contract. Yeah. So we can get someone special if we're prepared to act big to make the deal attractive.
So let me just before you do, I want to throw a specific question to you, if you don't mind quickly.
Yeah.
I know you're someone that's championing for an outcome where you believe that if we go down, it will force the football club to act better, with more focus on football, because it's the only way to get back to their cash cow. Do you believe that if we don't find a solution, part of the reason, to your point, that we managed to get Zerbi in was we paid him so much money now to get him in and to commit to staying with the club regardless of the outcome? That won't happen with the DOF. Like the DOF, whatever the decision we make with the DOF, we might be having these conversations now, but they're not going to join probably until we know the outcome of the. Do you believe that Tottenham would be able to attract Doug Freeman or a Kehl or whoever else? Is there anyone else there if Tottenham find themselves in Championship football next season?
I think it's impossible to attract any football director of real credibility that can fix Tottenham if they've got to come and work in some. No, wait, I haven't finished the sentence.
Oh,
if they've got, you went too early, Johnny. You went too early.
Story of my life.
Yeah, that's what she said. I don't believe we are going to attract any football director of any real pedigree that can help fix Tottenham if they're expected to work in a dual football director role. I don't understand why we're doing this. We're the only club that I know of that is persisting with an unproven, silly method.
There's one other, and it's Chelsea, and what a fucking mess they're in, right? So
well, there you go. There's all the evidence. That's all the evidence you need. Then look at that. So for me, if you want to get a top level football director, get rid of Lange, and then we can start talking seriously about attracting a proper person. Because whoever comes in now, part of their remit is you've got to work with this idiot. Well, then we're going to attract another idiot, aren't we? All we're going to do is attract another idiot.
Guys, surely it'll be
Go on,
gone.
Dan.
Lange. Whatever happens this season, if we go down, stay up, surely Lange is gone.
You
Right?
think so?
No,
Really?
you would have thought so.
Dan, Willie?
Surely.
Really?
No, I know. Obviously, we have no confidence in ENIC at all and the owners. But come on, like the evidence is there. What an absolute failure it's been.
Is it not obvious?
Dan, is this not? Go on, sorry, Lubo. Go on, mate.
So I just wanted to say, just what's in my head. Is it not obvious if you're a club, you're looking at bringing in, as you said, Sean, who's the third most important. In fact, you know, the manager's working with the players that the DOF is bringing in. So does that make him?
It's like those three
Sure.
areas are all that matters to Tottenham fans.
Correct.
Right?
Could that make him more important than the manager, or on a level? And you're looking at it, and you're looking at Palace bought Eze and Elise for 30 million and sold them for 130 million.
Yeah.
And let's not forget all the other players that he's bought. So when you're looking at, even if it's just those two, and they won their first trophy in their 119-year history, and they've got into Europe, and they won the Charity Shield. So for me, if you're an owner of Tottenham and you're looking at a situation where this guy has done that, I mean, how much more you can? Johnny, you mentioned Gahey.
There's loads, mate. There's loads. Tarek Mitchell,
Ismail Sarr, Munoz.
Who they will make a very handsome profit on when those players move on.
Correct.
So you're looking at
and he's used to working within an environment where you've got a difficult owner.
Sure. So if you've got, Sean, you're talking about John, I think 3.5 million, was it? Even if it was
limited
4.5
budget.
million, if you're making 100 million on two players, that 4.5 million pounds by comparison.
And like I say, like when you find out that, you know, if Donna Cullen got 6.6 million pound payoff, I mean, we have to at some point as a football club figure, like, or at least as a football community, push for more clarification on what that was for, because she was due to retire 12 months ago.
Yeah.
And it was delayed. Daniel Levy asked her to delay her retirement. So she was due to like leave anyway.
Yeah.
Like, and then she stayed for an extra year. And then all of a sudden she was out the door as soon as Charrington and I got their clause in, all that stuff. And so obviously he lost his right hand woman. It's 6.5 million quid. 6.5 million quid for a PR girl. She's a glorified PR girl that had a little bit of impact in the architecture. I've got no idea, and I need to know what it is that justifies that payoff. But you know that Daniel Levy's number is going to be twice as much as that in next year's accounts. So, like, if they've got these, if they're willing to throw around this amount of money for these exceptional costs, then to me, the idea of a decent DOF getting paid £1 million a year or £2 million a year is chump change considering how impactful it is. Am I wrong?
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Say no more. I think
Johnny, I'm sure I
also
read there were payouts to directors. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. Directors got paid out £13 million. Levy got paid out 5.7 million. If you're watching, Connor, if you can confirm or
Levy's payout's not
Levy's money. So you've got in total,
his compensation was that much, yeah.
There's going to be litigation
on next year's account. There's going to be an exceptional charge for Daniel Levy's payout in all likelihood, right?
Wait for the litigation. That's all I can say, because litigation is coming one way or the other. Because you know they're looking to, you know, he's being forced out, and they will try to dilute him as much as they can. And Daniel's not going to sit there and take it lying down. But, you know, the audit found something or other, allegedly. And hence the reason why he was marched out the office. You know, that was done for a reason. So
I think Daniel's going to win this, by the way. Johnny, I think Daniel's going to win this.
I'm not saying he wouldn't. He still won't be chairman. Right, he'll get paid.
My ex-chairman getting a nice little golden parachute.
You can have him, Sean. You can bloody have him, mate. I
think most people would take him back in a heartbeat. Given
can we have a Johan Zangs?
Listen. Let's not get off the topic. Hang on, wait, guys, because
I'd rather catch malaria, Sean. I'd rather catch malaria.
Fair enough. I'm doing the wind up. I do want to get Dan's take quickly on what we were just talking about, Dan, with regards alternatives, right? So like in a world, obviously we're talking about it now because Plettenberg brought this story out early, or it was actually brought out a month ago, but obviously there's some sort of level of truth to it. But with regards, I think Stell's got a point, right? Like, you can throw money at the situation to get someone in that's going to protect you ahead of time, pay De Zerbi enough money, great, right? He stays, maybe he does, hopefully if we do go down, hopefully he'll stay. But is it as easy to convince a top level DOF? And we're talking about Dougie Freeman, but forget, if Dougie Freeman's happy in Saudi Arabia where he's getting tax-free and lives in a beautiful house or whatever else, then obviously he's probably not going to be the guy. But there's plenty of other people that are better than Sebastian Kehl. Is it easy or is it impossible to convince a top-level DOF to come to Tottenham in a world where on May the 20th we are facing the prospect of Championship football next year?
Well, this is the difficulty, isn't it? We don't know where we stand. You know, these conversations, you know, they're really difficult, aren't they? Because we don't know where, well, at this stage, it looks like we're going down. But of course we can pay out. If the owners show their ambition that they, you know, they like to talk about but never come through with, you know, they got De Zerbi, they had to keep pushing and pushing, throwing more money at him. They got him. They got money. It's just that they got the ambition. Have they got the know-how? Have they got the right? Who's making that decision in the club then? Vinay? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah. Who's making the decisions in the club? Because
are we putting the fucking advert on LinkedIn?
This is it. I don't
have
any
DOF,
confidence.
a new director of football required. Please send your CV with a cover letter to vinay@tottenham.com.
Barry from Bromley has now appeared. Why do you not just go and you ring up? And who are the top sports psychologists?
Hey, we're going to come to that. We're going to come to that section after.
I just wanted to finish off because the whole thing with Frank, right? They had to go above Vinay and Lange and let him go. So what does that tell you? That just says it all, doesn't it? Like, they have to step in. So surely these guys have got no confidence in Vinay and Lange to make any decisions in the future because we're almost getting relegated. So surely that, you know, I don't know. Don't have any confidence in this lot.
So just quickly on a vote, just to round off the topic, guys, on a vote of give me a thumbs up and a thumbs down. Is there anyone that's holding their thumbs up for Sebastian Kehl right now? For me, it's a down. For me, it's a down.
Well, maybe that's our level now, though. Maybe that's our level, guys. You know,
where's the Lions, Sean? Where are the Lions?
Who are we now these days?
Yeah, but we can't accept that level. We can't accept these. This is why we're in this mess, because we accept these levels. It has to change.
Well, we're not going to make the decisions, though, are we? Still, this is the thing, isn't it? We've got no control on what happens at that level, man.
The problem is, if we sign Sebastian, if we sign him, I know half the YouTubers out there will be doing 10-minute videos on why he's the perfect fit for Tottenham.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
How he masterminded Dortmund. I can't. That's you
I'm sure they already have.
Yeah,
but you know what I do. You know what I do find really weird though is that, as I said it in the opening monologue, that there is very, very rarely a situation where all Tottenham fans are unified into a singular motion about anything. We always divide about everything. But I can't find a single Tottenham fan on Twitter, on YouTube, on podcasts, or on Reddit who thinks that Johan Lang should be a part of this football club moving forward.
Exactly.
Like it's the easiest win for Tottenham Hotspur. It's the easiest win for everyone to go, well, at least you got one decision right by sacking.
So can
Johan
I ask
Lang.
you, Sean? I was actually thinking about contacting Billy and saying to Billy, can we forget about the ENIC out march and what's the name march? Can we concentrate on a Johan Lang out march?
And Rob McKenzie, by the way. And Rob McKenzie.
Can we just
that guy gets away with murder
for one game? And there's no ambiguity. You know, we could get hundreds.
You'll get 25,000. Yeah. And then just do the bait and switch. 15 minutes in, you drop the Johan Lang out thing, and you put and change for Tottenham comes up. ENIC out.
Mate, listen,
it's an easy win, Johan Lang. An easy win, Mark.
It's an easy win,
Johnny.
They're not willing to take it. It's weird. It's so weird.
Listen, it's a great idea doing the protests to get Lange out, but the problem is the protest will get cancelled. So there's no.
I've got to tell you, I honestly don't see if you're an owner of the club and a disastrous January window has coincided with a 15-game run without a win, and we're in the relegation zone a month off the end of the season, and you're looking at the value of your assets dropping by what, 50%.
Plus the 22 losses last season, Lubo.
Yeah. How
on top? Yeah.
You're looking at that thinking, do you know what, guys? We're not employing the right people, are we? They must
be. Roll, man. They
must
roll.
be. Money drives these people, and if their assets drop by, say, conservatively $1.5 billion, they'll be looking around for a scapegoat. There's no question about it.
Well, how's it going to drop by? It's not going to drop by $1.5 billion.
Well, I was told that they wanted 3.75. That was a figure I was told that the Lewises wanted. If you're trying to sell the club and you're in the Championship, Sean, have you ever heard of
you're never going to sell the club whilst you're in the Championship. It's like you'd be scalping yourself. Like, no, they're not going to do that. They're going to presume that De Zerbi's going to take us down and we're going to win. We're going to score 100 points next season and come straight back up.
They're going to presume.
Like anyone that thinks
anyone
that thinks there's a higher likelihood of a sale in the next 12 months if we go down, dream on. That's not how it works. It's the least likely outcome.
Okay,
there's loan out your Chavies. They'll be loaned out for a year.
Guys, can I ask you guys a question?
Hang on, still, let me just finish. There's no guarantee we're coming back the following year, and we're cushioned to a certain extent by the parachutes.
Not really.
Payments. Just for a certain extent. If we don't come back next season, it gets that much worse. So
yeah, if we don't come back up, then the valuation of the club. There'll be a temporary dip in the valuation of the club significantly on a valuation, but it's all paper value in terms of will Tottenham Hotspur have distanced themselves from any inquiries of interest over the last 12 months, despite the previous 2 years. Daniel Levy saying in every single statement that he put out, we're seeking an expansion of the equity base. And as soon as he's ousted and all these people come in, go, well, now Levy's gone. Let's get to the table and negotiate. And then the Lewis family are saying, no, we're not. We're more resolute than ever that we intend to stay and do everything this club requires. But it doesn't make any sense. The last thing I say, I know, Stowe, you wanted to come in just quickly. What I would say is, for anybody that, and I'm someone that's been pushing this I'm a proponent of this. I believe that there has been a huge PR spin in the football club, utilizing the Athletic, utilizing Matt Law, utilizing the Telegraph and the Mail, all these guys, over the last 3 or 4 months to push this narrative that all is calm at sea, and that, you know, the sacking of Thomas Frank was driven by Vinay and Lang, and the hiring of Igor Tudor was driven by Vinay and Lang, and the hiring of De Zerbi was driven by Vinay. I don't believe it. I never have believed it. And so I've been a proponent of this narrative that they're basically lame ducks, and I was utilized. It wasn't off the top of my head. It was people that I know that sit in the chairman's box, for example, were privy to conversations on the day that Thomas Frank got sacked, and that Joe Lewis was involved, phoning up his daughter and saying they've got to go overrule Vinay and overrule Lang, right? But this new narrative that Lang is still going to be a part of the plan. Well, if that's the case, then that does sort of pour cold water over the idea that they have been devalued in the eyes of the actual ownership. Is that fair or not? I don't know.
Listen, logically, yes, sure. You would think that if he stays, don't see how he can stay. Honestly, can't say how he can stay. You know, you're paid. You're in a job based on your performance. His performance over the last couple of years has been horrendous. And the problem is that
if the club genuinely are saying that they still want to bring in someone to work alongside him, then that surely does suggest that the owners have some faith in Johan Lang's ability and Vinay's ability to be able to pick the right people. Or is
what faith is this, though? What faith? There's no faith, is there? Well, I don't understand, Sean. What do you mean?
We don't have any faith in him, right? But my point being that all of the noise that I was hearing from people that were inside the chairman's box was saying that Vinay and Lang wanted to keep Thomas Frank, and that they were overruled by the owners. They were overruled by Matt Collicott, the finance guy. They were overruled by Joe Lewis, who still phoned up and told Vivian, "This is how we're doing." And Butcher, Matt Butcher, whatever his name is,
Nick Butcher.
Nick Butcher. All of these guys went, "Sorry, Vinay. Sorry, Thomas. Sorry, Lang. You might want Thomas Frank to stay, but that's not happening." That was the narrative that we were all told via people that were inside, the kind of fans that have the access.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if that was true, then the narrative that Johan Lang is still going to be a part of whatever the next iteration of DOF is, that flies in the face of that, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because surely if he's been overruled with regards to the sacking of Frank, and people were putting 2 and 2 together and saying, well, it was Paratici that wanted Igor Tudor, it was Paratici that wanted De Zerbi before Frank even got in, that whole narrative looks a little bit more kind of grey or opaque if it's true that Johan Lang is still part of the football club's plans going forward. Am I making sense or am I confusing people?
Yeah, but Sean, this was the question I wanted to ask, right? This is related to the question I wanted to ask. They looked at Frank and someone in the club said that he's underperforming, it's not working, out. They bring in Tudor, who's meant to stay to the end of the season and keep us up. And after 4 games, they've said, right, this isn't working, he's underperforming, out. What are they seeing in Land where they don't say the exact same thing? Because they've shown when someone's underperforming, they get sacked regardless of what fans think. But yet, this man, he underperforms most transfer windows. That last one was horrendous. And nobody in the club can see that he's underperforming. It doesn't make sense. Something isn't right here. What do you guys think about that? Because they don't accept underperformers because they've sacked them. But yet, if it's people above that are overruling, why is no one overruling now and saying, Lange, you are
that's exactly the point I was making. Sorry, but I think I've done a really bad job of explaining. My point was that it felt like, from what I heard from people who are friends of mine who know people that sit in the chairman's box and sit in the tunnel club and all these guys, that they were privy, they overheard conversations where it was Joe that was calling Collicott, and it was Butcher that was calling Collicott. And they were saying, if Thomas Frank is still wanted by Johan and Vinay, tell them to sit this one out. Thomas Frank has to go. Yeah. So on that basis, Vinay and Johan Lang are lame ducks. Like, they're the footballing people that are overruled by non-footballing people. Yet yesterday's news that they still want to bring in someone to work alongside Johan Lang, even after, by the way, giving over more control to Deserbi to get him to sign. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Doesn't add up.
Yes,
doesn't add up.
Yeah.
Doesn't add up.
That's what I'm saying. Something's not right here. Something's not.
Guys, remember at the beginning of the season, when Lange came out with his speech? Does anyone remember it? Was anyone convinced of what he came out and said?
Was it Lang or Vinay?
Lang, wasn't it? Was it Lang? Didn't he come out with a... I'm sure it was this season at the beginning.
What was the speech, Dan? What was the speech?
It was talking about, we're signing this type of player and that type of player, and we're trying to keep to the values of Spurs, buying.
Yeah, he did the video on the channel, on the Tottenham Hotspur channel. Yeah. He did a video.
Now, so who is actually making the plan at Spurs? This is what I'd want to know. Is it Vinay? Is it Vinay sitting down with Lange? This is what I don't quite get with this club.
It's the media.
This is why we go wrong.
It's the media department.
This is why we are where we are, aren't we? Because there's no strong leadership at that level of the club. And
I think the January. I think the January one, Dan. I was just going to say, Dan. You're 100% right, and I think the comment in January, Dan, was the most embarrassing one of all. How we're not going to, there's no need to sign players. We got players coming back. And, even after we sold Johnson and Kudos got this injury, even then he didn't act. We sold Johnson and bought in Gallagher. That wasn't the solution to anything. We're not going to waste the money on, the club's money on signings yet. If we go down, it's that lack of investment which is going to cost you hundreds of millions.
Johnny, that's not what he said. Johnny, it's worse than that. Guys, it's worse than that.
It's worse.
I'm sure Lange came out and said there was no one available that was better than what we've got that we could bring in. He says
more or less to that.
Yeah, he literally said the reason we didn't sign anyone was there was no one that could improve us.
That's
what I said. You weren't looking hard enough, bro. You weren't looking hard enough.
Adamara Lookman, mate. Lookman.
Of course. For me, Lange will be gone. I think it's a question of getting in clean water before you get rid of dirty.
I don't think he's gone, Lubo. I don't think he's gone.
I think he'll go. I think they'll get someone in because they don't want to be left without anybody. I think they'll get someone in and then they will jettison Lange.
Has he got pictures of Vivian still? That's the question now.
I've just got to ask, who is it, right? This just quickly. Who this idea of a dual DOF, right? The dual DOF thing.
Pictures of Vivian.
Okay. Vinay clearly wanted to have a dual DOF under Thomas Frank. Yeah, it didn't work, right? And I remember them, and I had reservations at the time, saying there's no chance that the dual DOF thing is never going to work. It won't work. There's going to be conflicts of interest. It's going to be favoritism. There's going to be cliques. The whole thing's a joke.
Yeah, we all agreed, Sean. I remember we all agreed. Yeah,
and the people that told me that I was an idiot said, "Oh, there's divisions of labor. There's divisions of response. That the alignment is already being. That they've already said it. They said it in an interview. Johan Lang is going to look after." The loan system, right? And he's going to look after the youth team, and Paratici is going to be in charge of first team transfers. Again, we don't know whether the media or the stories that we read in the media are based in fact or based in fiction. Don't know, but just based on what they said, what we heard was that Paratici wanted Akliouche, and Johan Lang and Thomas Frank vetoed and said, "No, we want Lucas Paqueta." This is just in January. And Lucas Paqueta confirmed after he joined Flamengo, he said, "Yeah, it's true. Tottenham and Chelsea both wanted me, but I wanted to go back to Brazil." Okay, even if that's just on that one story alone, if Johan Lang's role was nothing to do with first team transfers, and he was supposed to be dealing with the women's team and supposed to be dealing with loan facilitation and the youth system, why does he have an equal vote to Paratici on Akliouche versus Paqueta?
Well, now you know why he left,
and then he gets together with his mate. He gets together with his mate from Scandinavia, the fucking Swedish house mafia or Danish house mafia, and they go, "No, we don't want Akliouche. We want Paqueta. Paqueta doesn't want to come anyway." And so Vinay says, "Okay, well, I'll take the 2 votes over the 1." But
Sean,
the whole divisions of Labour were supposed to stop that shit happening, Johnny.
I told you right from the off, right before he came back, that the only way he was coming back when he was negotiating is he was not going to play second fiddle to nobody, right? He was going to be in charge of recruitment, and that was the bag. And obviously, it didn't happen. And as soon as it didn't happen and he started getting questioned and everything, he left. You know, it's no coincidence that he's gone straight to Fiorentina, signed 6 players. They've gone from one off the bottom to, I think they're 14th in the league now, right? He doesn't need to play second fiddle to Johan Lang. Whatever you might think about Paratici, he's on another level to Johan Lang, right? And he'll prove it at Fiorentina. But
no, I hear you on that, Johnny. But
laughable, mate. It's just
the point
laughable.
I was making was that like we were told that there were like the reason why the double DOF thing was going to work,
bullshit, wasn't it?
Was because there were specific lines of accountability and responsibility, and they clearly weren't lived up to.
It clearly wasn't. That's why he left. That's why I'm telling you he left. He left because what he was told was going to happen didn't happen, and then he said, "Right, well, I'm not going to be here." The only reason he came back was because of that.
Johnny, do you think it all went pear-shaped for Paratici when Levy left?
No, I think it was. Listen, he's his own man, Fabio, right? And he ain't going to dance the tune and be told by people who don't know football.
Sure.
And if Nick Bauscher's coming in and Johan Lang are going to tell him how it is with football, he's not going to listen because he's got an ego. And he's got a history and he's got a record, whereas Johan Lang's record is shocking. Nick Bauscher knows nothing about football, as much as Daniel knew about football. And look, it is what it is now. And we are left with a situation that he was left in charge. And, you know, you listen to Todd Bowley. I don't want to go back to Chelsea, but Todd Bowley said, when I took over, everyone left, right? Everyone left the building and I was left to do the signings, right? So I thought to myself, hang on a minute, Manchester City like Cucurella, so we should buy Cucurella, so we'll buy Cucurella, right? And that's how I did it. Some were successful, some weren't. Nothing's different with this lot. They're absolutely clueless in football. And if they're controlling and they're having discussions with Johan Lang, it's no wonder that we're in the mess that we're in quite right now. And I don't see any way out if we stay up or go down or have any confidence that this board and this Johan Lang can get us out of the trouble.
The
Johnny,
point I was making, Johnny, is that
Lubo, so 1 second. Still, is there someone flushing a chain in your house or something? It's like there's a real like background noise. Can you guys hear that background noise?
Yeah, is Dan going to the toilet?
No, I think it's Stel on Stel's side. That's why I muted Stel a second ago.
Mute me 1 second and tell me if it's.
Yeah.
It's your side, mate. Really bad. Sorry, Lubo.
You're not weeing in a bucket, are you?
I think it's the fan on the laptop. Am I weeing in a bucket? No, I did in a bottle.
It sounded like someone was pissing in a bucket. Never mind.
All right, let me put it on port. Let me just try and cool the computer down.
Johnny, the point I was making is that when Levy brought Perisic in, he went out himself. He got Udogie, he got Sarr, he got Vicario,
Romero, Bentancur, Kulu.
Correct.
Yeah.
And he had a free run, didn't he? Whereas after he left. By the way, Forest lose Friday, Spurs win Saturday. We're only 2 points behind Forest.
It ain't over yet, Wolfie. It ain't over yet, lad. Don't worry about that, mate. Don't worry about that, bro.
You
concentrate on winning the Europa League, mate.
Yeah. So for me, Perisic's influence waned when Levy left.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. He certainly didn't. You know, he was respected up until the point of like Vinay and Lang are obviously buddies. There was thick as thieves when I saw them at Bournemouth, and he's just like Lurch, mate. I mean, he's got no presence at all, none.
It is the scariest thing. It's the scariest thing if Vinay and Lange carry on running the football side for our club. It is
bring
scary.
back Daniel Levy, Lubo? Bring back Daniel Levy, right? I mean,
listen, we just seem to go from one disaster to another, don't we?
Well, let's talk about that. Let's move the conversation forward if we can, guys. We're an hour in and we've still got to do a big session on the Wolves game, so I don't want to take too long on this particular topic, but I do want to ask you guys about psychology. Tottenham Hotspur have decided that they need a first team's lead psychologist, a sports performance psychologist.
Sean? Mental.
Absolutely mental. Absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely mental. Sports psychology, go mad.
Look, no problem for me with the idea of having it. I'm surprised we don't have it. You know, when you think about the fact that, you know, the difference between a point here or 3 points there is makes millions and millions and millions of pounds in revenue for these sorts of businesses, and how much of that comes down to mentality. You'd think that it would be par for the course. Maybe the fourth or fifth most important employee of Tottenham Hotspur outside of the playing staff. If it's not the manager and it's not the DOF, it quite possibly could be someone that's able to keep everybody on an even keel or keep people motivated. Yet we don't have one currently, and we decided to go and find one. The worst part for me, though, is that we're doing this sort of thing on LinkedIn. I mean, we have a habit and a real big habit recently of advertising all of our weaknesses on LinkedIn. I find the whole thing embarrassing and shameful. For me, anybody that's capable enough to be able to handle that job isn't the sort of person that's on LinkedIn looking for a work. They're the sort of people that are happy where they are, and that you can get them via headhunters, someone who knows someone in a certain department of a certain company.
Go for the best in the world, Sean. You go out for the best in the world. And I just don't understand it. I remember saying to you back in the day when, I mean, it's incredible that we don't have one. But I remember when Timo Werner used to burst through on goal, and he'd hit left, he'd hit right. He's like had a magnet either side of the goal, right? And I said, we need a sports psychologist in on it, because it's obviously a mental thing, right? There's lots of players who have some sort of mental block when it comes to the goal. Darwin Núñez was another one. Like, if you could get inside his head and get a sports psychologist, and like, we're applying for a sports psychologist with 5 games to go. I mean, it's fucking embarrassing.
It's clearly not for now, is it? It's for next season.
No, but Sean, you know, like, so don't advertise it now. Advertise behind the scenes.
Don't advertise it at all. Don't let everybody know. Don't advertise it.
Don't tell anyone.
Anybody that's going to find that job and send in a CV, a resume, and a cover letter is not the sort of person that you want to give that role.
100%.
You want someone that's so sought after that they are paid millions and they are very happy where they are.
Yes.
You got to go and find them and go, we'll pay you millions more to come to us.
You are our man.
Apply on LinkedIn. It's literally insane.
Barry from Bromley has just applied for the job, right?
They should have gone.
Do you think if we go into the championship that we will look to recruit players through LinkedIn?
It's fucking possible.
Have you ever seen those things on Instagram where like they say looking for right wingers to come and play in Iceland in the Iceland First Division, willing to pay €4,000 per month? Like they do advertising on Instagram for like weird ass ends of the Europe or whatever. Must have a European passport.
It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment.
They should have rung up. They should have rung up Bobby Axelrod. Anybody watch Billions and get hold of Wendy Rhodes?
Listen, we're laughing here, but this is no laughing. This is no laughing matter. When you have someone like Conte, this club, the mentality. There's something wrong with the club. We've said it time and time again. This is a fucking club that has managed one win when we've conceded a goal all season. One win against Leeds away from home. Because the mentality is, as soon as the ball goes in the net, we have no belief, we have no positivity. The players are on the floor. No one believes in anything. This has been going on for far too long, and yet we go and advertise it now on LinkedIn. It's an embarrassment. You should be hiding the fact that you're looking for one now. Oh, it's just occurred to the guy who's coming from Manchester City, guys. Where's your sports psychologist? You're wondering why you can't win a game. You're wondering why your mentality's shit because you've got no sports psychologist. You've got no guy who can, instill them with positivity and belief. I mean, why is it, top sports people in the sports world, forget football, in the sports world, often use sports psychologists to enhance performance, right? To visualize victory, to visualize beating your best time. Okay, that's what it's all about. Every inch of sports enhancement. You got that lunatic up the road with his Edison light bulb moment.
It's more important than performance, like in terms of medical rehab, right?
Yeah, I know believe in it.
It's the other side. Like it's half your body, half your mind.
Correct.
We haven't even got someone who does that stuff. And we're looking for someone, and we put it out on.
How many times?
So bad.
I speak to people. They go, I said, "Oh, why don't you do that?" Oh, there's no point. They're never gonna call me back. They're never gonna. Well, you're defeated before you started, mate. I don't believe that's not my psyche. I'm better to try and fail than never to have tried at all. And I was absolutely staggered. I just thought we had a shit Spurs psychologist.
Sorry, Walker, you're wrong, mate. You're wrong. It's for the men's first team, mate. It's for the men's first team.
Can't we just get Tony Robbins into the club for a season and he can just come in the change room?
Or your mate Gary Vaynerchuk, right? Talk some absolute bollocks for half an hour. See if it convinces a few people.
No, he's a shill. But if we get Tony Robbins in, he can come in and can I get a hoorah? And everyone's like, hoorah! And so we can just
anything, mate.
They're all shills. They are all shills. What are we doing here?
With the Goggins guy? The guy who runs every day with smashed up feet and legs.
Yeah.
Get him in the changing room. Smash him around a bit.
We're just a laughing stock, aren't we, man? Anything that comes out of the club, anything comes out. Everybody jumps on it, man.
We got 11 jobs, Dan. 11 jobs up for grabs.
There's only one cure, Dan. There's only one cure.
What's that? Unique out.
New owners. That will no guarantee you're going to get better, but I've got to tell you something. With all this going on, we can't get much worse, can we?
No.
Well, relegation technically is worse in your eyes, not mine. In your eyes, and everyone here, I think it's
for anybody that fancies a crack. Just write a cover letter, and you can apply right now. Should we apply online?
Yeah, let's put it down. Let's apply it as the Spurs Five organisation.
Yeah,
fuck it. Let's do it live on air.
Let's apply for it.
Can we do it? Let's apply now. Where's the
Hang
boy
on.
now?
Hang on, but still, you'd walk in and start preaching delegation. That wouldn't go down so well, would it?
Sean,
Why
is
does
there
it? Why the hell does this play? Why does LinkedIn think I'm in Coventry? Oh, Coventry.
Hey, Sean,
What are we doing here?
Sean, is there a room for a Spurs psychic? We can get in contact with Jimmy Greaves and get him to have a word with some of the players, mate.
Unfortunately, I've got to do a profile. I'm not doing that bollocks. We'll do it again another time. Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
But we do have a world-class website, so you know, at least acknowledge the digital capabilities of the football club. From a digital perspective, we are elite.
Did I tell you I got emailed by a friend of the Spurs Talk Show who obviously is on LinkedIn, and he decided to let what was the guy's name? Rob Pickering. Rob Pickering, the guy with the app, the guy that was the guy that was celebrating how great his app was. So the guy that emailed me decided to message him some feedback on a DM saying, listen, mate, congratulations on building an app. An app, by the way, that almost ruined my ability to get into the Brighton game. So the app isn't particularly good at all. It wouldn't update my tickets. But this guy Rob Pickering was like celebrating how great his double app thing is, his new 2 apps is. And this guy sent him some choice words and basically said, look, mate, read the room. Like, no one cares about your bloody app. We're about to get relegated. Like, fucking shut the fuck up, basically. And Rob Pickering responded to him saying, and I've got the DMs. I don't really want to show them, but I'll tell you the general gist. The general gist from Rob Pickering to this guy was, you might think that I give a flying fuck about your feedback, but your feedback is meaningless to me. Go fuck yourself.
Wow.
Stop it.
I'm serious. I can show you. I can show you the fucking the DMs. It's outrageous.
Has he messaged the correct Rob Pickering? Right,
100%. No.
You sure it wasn't Ron Pickering? He's
Ronnie.
dead.
I'm Ronnie Pickering. You know I am on street. I'll fight you with bare knuckle fights. I'm Ronnie Pickering. Who are you?
If he's watching, Rob Pickering, maybe you'd like to put in the comments and explain how I can get into my accounts, so I can check, so I can apply for away games, and I can check how many loyalty points I've got, because you've taken that away.
Their new app is a fucking disgrace, mate. It literally, I couldn't get into the stadium. I had to go up to the ticket office because they kicked me out, and I had to,
Lubo, I love you to bits, but I don't think you should be writing in complaining about the technology.
I couldn't get on. Still, I could not get on. I couldn't get on. I promise you, I couldn't get on.
He was using retina scan.
Couldn't get on.
Right. So are we all universally aligned that that advertising lead sports psychologist roles on LinkedIn is another disgrace? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna, if we go down, I'm gonna apply to be the new right back for Tottenham on LinkedIn next season. I'm gonna just do it through LinkedIn.
So far,
catering assistant.
I'll take over from Pedro Porro.
So far, we're Kel out, Lang out, Pickering out. It's good games tonight.
Psychologist in.
Psychologist in. Yeah, that's right. LinkedIn out.
Show it, Shawnee. Show it.
Shall I show it? I don't know. Like it's pretty poor. It's really bad the way that what the guy said.
Have you got permission to show it before you get yourself?
I've got permission from the guy who said it to me, but I don't know. So it's private. It's private DM. So I don't know if the other guy.
Let's mud him. Mud him.
Let me see if I can find it.
In the water, mate.
I can't believe he's responded like that.
I can't believe that next season all they're worried about is that a brother might send his ticket screenshot and send it to his sister to go to a game. That's what they're worried about, you know.
I've got to say there'll be a lot more worried about that if they get relegated. They'll be worried about 25,000 tickets.
No one will go in the stadium. Go on.
Mate, well, this is it, right? If they end up having 20,000 empty seats every week, they'll soon change that rule about sending your mates a screenshot. They'll soon reverse that one.
I mean, it's pathetic. That's all they're worried about.
Let me see if
you found it, Sean.
Let me see if I can find it. I'll find it in a minute.
Meanwhile-
I'll find it in a minute. I'll find it in a minute.
Sean's just making one up now on Photoshop. He's just
No. Listen, no, I was gobsmacked. I'm sure I've got like several different email accounts. I'm just trying to remember where
we
it
could
came
do
from.
we could do a short section on Destiny Udogi's injury, which would be about as long as his appearances for Spurs this season. So should we keep it to about 2 minutes?
I saw someone on Twitter. On Twitter that was said that Destiny Udogi should be renamed a tampon. 1 week in, 3 weeks out.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it in the WhatsApp group.
Apologies for the crassness, but absolutely sensational. Listen, let's talk about because apparently Destiny Udogi is out. How big of a deal is that, guys? How big? And is he someone that we can really rely on going forward? Do we need to get another left winger in because we can't rely on him?
We'll be getting loads, Sean, because Mickey will be going. He will be going. Destiny will probably think he should be going. And I don't know, maybe Jed Spence will be going because under De Zerbi he's not going to get any minutes. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one.
Right,
but I
Sousa,
think we can.
We've got Sousa.
Yeah, Sousa.
Got Sousa.
Yeah.
He'll play Spence Sunday, won't Saturday.
Well, he's got
he's
no
a
bloody
loser.
choice. Sousa.
Here you go. I found it. It wasn't quite as brutal as. Here's the response.
Okay.
This is what happened. Rob, this is from a guy called Tom Teodorchuk. As someone who has spent more than I'd care to mention on Tottenham Hotspur, what is happening on and off the pitch is heartbreaking, and therefore I have no desire and no patience to read posts from you about how great things actually are. You form part of the collective failure that is proving so distressing.
Sean, can you zoom in a bit?
We can't see it, mate.
Or not? Can't see a thing. Yeah, that's better. Cheers.
I beg you to keep your counsel and stop the self-promotion for the next month. Your self-aggrandizing ego shots can surely wait until the end of the season. Thanks in advance. All the best, Tom. And then Rob sent one back saying, I've seen your messages to a colleague of mine, so I knew what was coming before I opened it. I generally not even respond, but I want you to know that your feedback to me is utterly meaningless, and the fact that you think you're entitled to offer it in the way that you do is astounding. Have the day you deserve.
Have the day you deserve. Who is he talking to?
Who is this?
I'm not.
Lord.
This is just some guy that is obviously on LinkedIn. This is a Tottenham fan, and this is the guy. This is the guy who's the head of the apps gang. The guy
Johnny, do you know what?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, Johnny. Do you know what happened with Rob Pickering? Do you know the story or not?
No, I don't.
Right. So Rob Pickering is the guy that built the digital app for Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, it's
and
rubbish.
Rather than reading the room and being concerned that Spurs being relegated potentially and losing or not winning every week, he's put out this message saying, we now have this world-class app. I'm really proud, and we can be proud that we've got the best in the business. And he's really gone in to say, we're so lucky to have his work and such a wonderful digital
self-promotion.
Right. Yeah, he's got
yeah.
But the thing is,
to me, that's what LinkedIn's for.
He didn't read the room. He didn't read the room. Like, we're in a relegation battle. We don't give a shit, mate. We don't want to hear this.
I don't have a problem with him celebrating his work on LinkedIn. Like, that's what LinkedIn's for. But I remember there being more. I think there was actually expletives below, but I'm not going to go into the nitty gritty of it. So I'm not sure if I'm allowed even. I should have even shown that because it's private DMs. But in a nutshell, yeah, he basically says your feedback is meaningless to me, which I think is really important.
And your feedback was that the app didn't work and you couldn't get into the stadium.
Well, my feedback is that the new apps didn't work here because I couldn't get my ticket up. So I had to walk out of the. I was going to go in with all the boys into the south stand, and I couldn't get in, so I had to walk all the way up to the fucking north stand and then wait in line for 25 minutes and then go in.
Oh, really?
To reset the app. Yeah, it's a fucking nightmare. Their new app.
Guys, hold on. I thought, Sean, hold on. I thought it was a hold on. I'm trying to simplify this. In my head, this Rob guy is trying to promote how great this digital app is for Tottenham in a moment when we're in a relegation battle. So your mate has replied to him saying, buddy, read the room. Now's not the time to be saying this. And Rob's replied with, I don't give a shit what you say. Have the day you deserve.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And like I say, the comments beneath became a series of like responding to each other, saying, in a nutshell, fuck, go fuck yourself. Essentially, they didn't swear. They didn't swear at each other, but that's basically the feedback. But my point is, like, I probably shouldn't have shown it because they are private DMs, I think. But either way, like, I think that it's disrespectful to like dismiss feedback. Then, yeah, whatever.
Who cares about this bloke anyway? What's his name? Pickering.
Yeah, Rob Pickering. But like I say, my point is that his app didn't bloody work, mate. Like, because I went on the app because what's even more ridiculous is that Tottenham, if you download your season pass, which you do from the link that they send you as a season ticket holder, you download it to your app, right? Your app wallet on your iPhone. Yeah. You download it to your wallet. If you've changed your phone 3 times, if you've upgraded your phone or just moved to a new iPhone or whatever 3 times, which most people will have done over a certain period of time,
you've got it 3 times.
You can't. Once 3 iPhones have been registered with the Tottenham Hotspur app, you can't download it says, sorry, there's too many devices that are registered. Please clear the backlog. But you can't do that. You can't do it. I phoned up the club 2 or 3 times. So when I go to the game, I have to use the app to get my ticket because I can't add it to my wallet. And then this new app, when I went, give me my fucking ticket, it went, sorry, browser issue error. Please refresh. I spent 20 minutes trying to refresh the thing. It didn't work. So then I had to go up to the ticket office and get them to clear the backlog, which I shouldn't have to do. So he's celebrating some world-class app that is really fundamentally
he's got a load of shit, isn't he? I think he's a little bit tense, this guy, isn't he? It sounds like. I think he's got a lot of shit over this, and he's probably got very defensive. That's what it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but what has worked this season, isn't it? What has worked? Nothing's worked this season, is it? Just another thing.
It's because exactly, yeah. Add it to the fucking list of shit shows.
The other thing funny, Sean, mine only went through second time. The guy was bleeping it where I go in, and it wasn't working. And he said, "You've got to go to the ticket office." And I said, "Look, it says it's all on here. It's not a question that it hasn't refreshed. It's there." Yeah. So he said, "Oh, well, if you go up the top, they won't let you in." I said, "Right, try it again."
And it worked then.
Tried it again, and it worked. And that was the first time that had happened, actually.
I'd love to be able to send. I'd love to send some feedback to the club, but I'm terrified of the response I'm going to get from whoever receives it. You know, I don't want your fucking feedback. You're a problem.
Sean, the only thing that moves the club is bad publicity on social media. My pal Brad's been a season ticket holder 50 years. He was due. He went past his birthday, became a senior citizen as far as Spurs were concerned, applied for to go behind the goal. They said no. He then appealed against it. Nobody came back. Three months it took. Absolutely no answers. I even got involved and tried to get hold of the ticket office manager on his behalf. He wouldn't. Ian Murphy. He didn't bother phoning me back. And in the end, my pal's son went on social media slamming the club, and within 2 hours,
they fixed
an
it.
answer. The club has seen it and reacted.
It's always the way, isn't it?
They don't give a shit about the fans. Not interested.
Unless the fans get together and create mayhem about something.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to actual. Unless someone else has got anything else to add to that conversation, let's get back to actual.
No. Let's do 10 minutes on the app.
Let's do Wolves.
Should we do Wolves? 10 more minutes on the app.
Destiny, you doggy, or should we get on to the Wolves? Let's do Wolves.
Let's just go Wolves, mate. Destiny.
You got a super chat, by the way, Sean. There's a super chat.
Oh, let's do the super chat. Big up to Spurs Syndrome. Big up to you. Very nice, mate. Very generous of you as well. He says these owners are out of their depth in footballing terms. They are sucking the life out of this club, employing the wrong people, Rob Pickering, charging us huge fees to watch this crap week in, week out. Enoch out. There you go.
Yeah, can't say anything other than that.
Big up to you, Spurs Syndrome, mate. Very much appreciated, mate. I think everyone here would like to see some better decisions, or at least some more care and consideration given. Right, Wolves, guys, it is the biggest game of Tottenham's life since the last biggest game since Tottenham's life.
Sean, is it another must-win? Is it another must-win, Sean? Is it?
It's definitely this one's definitely a must-win.
Number 10 in a row.
This one's
it's
definitely
2028, and we're still waiting for the must-win game.
Sean, right before you do this section, can I just ask everyone?
Yeah, sure.
When was our first must-win game? When was our first must-win game? Because I in my memory, it goes back to when we lost to
December?
West Ham at home. That was the first
This season, the first. Oh fucking hell!
I think
Still,
back in
when
December.
When was the
no?
first must-win game?
Still, I think it could have been Burnley at home.
Burnley at home in the
What,
first
game of the season?
Yeah. No, the first legit must-win was probably after the Arsenal loss. We lost to Arsenal, and then Igor Tudor's second game was against who? Lubo, you know this.
Second game
Crystal
after
Palace?
was
No, it wasn't Palace.
Fulham. It was Fulham. wasn't it?
Fulham was probably the first must-win that we were talking about, I reckon.
I'm
West
sure it
Ham?
was West Ham. I thought it was West Ham because if not, that is it. Frank's
Was West Ham?
Sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry, West Ham before Frank.
I thought it was Arsenal
Yeah.
away, actually. After Arsenal away, when we got absolutely humiliated, we had to make a comeback.
Must-win game of the season.
Is this
After
the last
the Arsenal
must-win?
game.
Is this the last
After
one?
the-
Is this the last must-win game now, guys, on this weekend?
We've
Yeah,
got
after
a
the next
few
one,
more.
after the next
We've got a
one, it
few
doesn't
more.
matter.
We've got a few more, Dan. We've got a few
We've got
more.
a few more. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've had 39 cup finals this season and lost about 33 of them. It's amazing.
In fact, since last season, all we've done is lose in the league. Let's be honest. That's all we've done
Mate,
for the last
do you know-
2 years.
The way this is going, we're going to go into pre-season, and the pre-season friendlies are going to be must-win. The must-win. Got to win this friendly. Got to win this friendly.
I mean, let's be honest, right? We all talk about. I hear all the positive pollies say, "Well, all we got to do is win 3 or 4 of the last 5 games, and we can stay up." And the joke is, we haven't won a game in 2026, right? And it's embarrassing. No, we haven't won since December in the Premier League.
I know.
I mean, just
months.
in our whole history, it's never happened. No team has got.
Johnny, since you won 4-1 at Ipswich on February the 22nd last season, we've lost 28. We've lost 28 out of 45 league games.
Fucking joke. It's just
Staggering, isn't it?
joke. Yeah. That was a great game. Kevin Danso was great that day.
28-25, I think. Hang on, we lost 16 this year. 25 out of 45.
And listen, we lost 22 games last season, right, in the league. And I don't know where we are now. I don't even look.
Johnny, don't kill the hope.
16.
Don't kill the hope, Johnny.
Huh?
Please don't. Don't kill the hope.
How many we lost? 15.
16 this season. 16 out of 33.
So we can't actually beat last season's.
We can't equal it
losses.
either. We can't equal it. We're staying up, Johnny. We're staying up, mate.
I knew Ange was always the worst.
I'm telling you, we're staying up. I still think so. I've just got that sneaky feeling. We've got to win Saturday. If we don't win Saturday,
One thing's for sure.
God forbid you ever hear from Lubo that we're done, guys. Then you really do know that we're done, because Lubo is always the last man standing on the positivity train, and I respect it and I like it.
Listen, we got 1 win in our last 8. I think we got 4 wins in our last 15 at Wolves. You know, this season it took a last-minute Paulinia goal to draw against the team who hadn't got a single point. Last season I was there and we got absolutely hammered 4-2 by a crap Wolves team. Romero walked down the tunnel and I was calling him every name under the sun. Couldn't be bothered to go and say hi to the fans. And I was delighted because Mateus Cunha, who I thought was the nuts, didn't even start the game. He was rested and we still lost 4-2 and he came on as a sub. Our record is shambolic against Wolves. But listen, there can be no excuses. It's win or bust. But the one thing for sure, Lubo, I'm sure you're the same, and many other fans. I remember when we got relegated, and it was the most fun, probably the most fun I had as a kid, and I was really a little kid, going up and down the country to all those games and to all those grounds that I've never ever heard of or never ever been to. And if it comes to pass that it happens, I will be there and I'll be going to those games. I'll be going up and down the country and I'll be supporting them. And you know what? Maybe it'll be a film for us as Spurs fans, because we've had so many defeats, so much misery. Maybe a season in the Championship where we've actually got a chance of winning some games and winning and winning and winning and getting that winning feeling back, it might somehow be good. I'm not an advocate of delegation before he starts getting cheering away there. I'm not an advocate of it.
Johnny, were you there Easter Saturday? Glenn Hoddle's last minute equaliser at Mansfield for the 3-3 draw.
I was I got the programme, mate. Got the programme. I got all those programmes. Sunderland, I mean, Roker Park. Yeah, it was. Listen, I mean, and we only just scraped through. I wouldn't mind. But the good thing
goal
is,
difference.
Goal difference. Let me just tell you something. I think the EFL have been very accommodating of Tottenham Hotspur. They've understood that Spurs are going to be relegated this season, so they've made it the top 8, get into the playoffs to give us a helping hand to potentially get back into the league. I don't know. What do you think, Dan, on the weekend? What do you think of our chances?
Well, what do you think Wolves are going to be feeling, right? They're down. They went down at the weekend, right? Didn't they?
Don't care, mate, do they?
Finally.
Yeah.
But guys, have you ever heard of the, I don't know if I've pronounced this right, the Schadenfreude factor?
Yeah, Schadenfreude. Yeah.
Do you know what it means?
Do I know what it means? I'm not going to lie to you and say that I 100%. I know it, and I'll kick myself when you tell me, because someone was discussing it on a pod the other day.
So it means like taking joy from people's failures or something, doesn't it?
Yeah, Sean knows it. So you would have think, Wolves are down, nothing to play for now. But the fans, I think Wolves, they'll take great joy of trying to drag us down with them, to be honest. If they've got any motivation, I don't think they're going to do us any favors on
100%. 100%, Dan.
They're going to, I know there's going to be a lot of anger towards their board for going down in the season they've had, failed recruitment, terrible season they've had. Didn't win until what? December, was it? January? I think.
Players looking for a move, Dan?
Yeah. Look, I don't think it's going to be all that easy. I don't think it's going to be straightforward. I mean, Wolves, they were doing okay a little while back. Remember, they beat Villa, didn't they? Took points of Liverpool, Arsenal. And then I just think they've just run out of steam.
Yeah, Villa and Liverpool, they've just won their last 2 home games. Liverpool and Villa, they've beaten at home. So let that be a lesson.
They're better at home. They are. They score more goals at home. They don't travel well at all. But I think what's just happened with them, they just run out of steam. Rob, what's his name? Rob, is it Edwards?
Edwards.
Yeah,
Edwards.
He likes the high press. But that's all they've got, really, Wolves. If you can beat that high press, there's so much space, behind their midfield that, which Spurs should be okay. But you say that, we haven't won a game in 15 games. So, I don't know. I can't call it. Honestly,
Dan, if we win 1, we can win 2 or 3, right?
But do you have confidence we'll win this?
When you'll get more.
No, but I mean, the point I'm trying to make is like, for everyone that's thinking we're down, I think it's primarily based on this notion of we can't beat anybody, we don't win games. Yeah. But at some point, Tottenham are going to win a game of football again, whether it's this season or next season or in the preseason. At some point, Tottenham are not going to lose or draw every single game from here until the club folds. So at some point, we're going to get over it.
Yeah.
If we get over it this weekend, do you then have confidence that we can go on?
Listen, if we can't beat a relegated Wolves team, honestly, guys, I can't.
No, I hear you. If we
nobody, do you know this hope thing? You know this encouraging signs that we had after the Brighton game.
Green shoots.
You know all of this. The encouraging signs. Yeah. If we can't beat Wolves, man, honestly, we are finished.
Right, but
how embarrassing. Let's beat them. Let's beat them first. 100%,
let's beat them first. 100%.
I'm not committed to it.
If we don't win, we're down. I think we can all agree with
that. Yeah.
If we do win, does it change your perspective on Tottenham's outcomes for the rest of the season?
Not yet. No, we need to get a couple of wins. For me, 1 win's not enough. Got to go away to Villa, isn't it? The weekend after.
Yeah, but they're sandwiched between 2 Nottingham Forest Cup semi-finals. So and they're basically qualified for the Champions League already via the league. So are they going to rest players? Are they going to rest players against us to make sure they're fit for Forest?
Yeah, I'm sure they will. But I just think anything, isn't it, with the fans right now? Any kind of encouraging signs. You beat Wolves, and then we look at how can we beat Villa? Oh, they're going to rest players. You know, then
We've
we've
got
got
a great
Leeds.
record.
Leeds are safe. Leeds are safe, and then
we've got
it's
a terrible
Chelsea.
record. We've got a terrible record against Wolves. We actually have a decent record against Villa.
We haven't beaten Wolves in 5 games.
Yeah, but we beat Villa most seasons away from home.
Do we?
Yeah.
I know we had a good victory under Ange, right? Wasn't it? 4-1.
Yeah, 24, wasn't it? Was it 24?
And against
4-0.
under Conte, we did okay as well. We got a relatively decent, not in the FA Cup, but in the league, we got a decent.
Counter attacking against Villa is where you can win. You know,
And then we may be playing. Dan, we might be playing a Leeds team 6 days before an FA Cup final, or 5 days before a cup final.
Yeah, if buts and maybes, we'll see.
That's all right. We're not at the weekend when they play Chelsea.
Look, we're just got to get the job done, isn't it? As simple as that. Saturday, no excuses. Really.
And will we though, Dan? Will we?
I'm not calling it.
We have to. That's what we need. That's what we need from you. Well, are we going to beat Wolves? And how do we go about doing it? What's your team selection? What do you want to see us do?
Well, he's got to continue what he did, didn't he, against Brighton? It's got to be the same sort of thing. Moana, a big problem, isn't he, on that right? Doesn't offer anything. But who else do you play there? You know, I think I was listening to you guys. You're talking about bringing Richarlison in, but he's not great on the wing either, is he? So there's definitely a lack of options. Yeah, he's got to go with the same kind of strategy, isn't he? Really, that kind of box midfield. Got to get Xavi on the ball. He's got to be the main guy and the creator. But if you when I analysed this game at the weekend, if you take away Xavi's contribution, we didn't have any other threat really in the game from our forward line. So we're preying on Xavi having a good game on Saturday, and you know, fans say he's not very consistent. So it's up to him to see if he can show us that consistency. Now, can he go and play 2 games in a row and produce? And that's what we'll be looking for.
He could barely finish 1 game in a row, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can he last 80 minutes, eh?
Yeah.
What
are you saying, Lubo? What are you saying, mate? Are we winning? How do we go about doing it?
I think you bring Paulinho in because Wolves midfield, it's what? Gomez, Andre, Bellegarde. Their midfield is probably the strongest part of their team. So I bring Paulinho in. You've got to become tough to beat, first of all. You got Paulinho, Bentancur. I push Xavi for Xavi and Gallagher, and up front I would play Tell and Solanke. So that would be my team.
Who was up front? Sorry, Tell
and
Solanke.
Xavi.
Xavi on the left. Xavi on the left. Solanke up front, and Tell on the right.
Well, I'd probably play. Where are we now? We've got Paulinho and Bentancur as a double pivot in front of the back 4, with Spence coming in through Doggy. You've got Gallagher and Xavi as 2 10s, playing behind Tell and Solanke.
Oh, so like a 4-2-2-2.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I play it.
All right. Stel, what are you saying, buddy? Well, I think you might have frozen. Stel, you there?
Wolves are vulnerable in the set pieces, guys. They're vulnerable in the set pieces. I've been watching some of their games. Yeah, they're vulnerable in the set piece. And as I said, once they're high press, if you get through their press, then you've got a chance to get on them. They're very iffy at the back. I think they conceded 7 goals in the last couple of games. They haven't scored as well in the last couple of games. Look, it's a winnable fixture. The trouble is, we're not a form team, are we? We can't win, so you can't back us. Even with the encouraging signs, you can't until we get it over the line. This team has forgotten how to win a game of football. Until we actually win a game, even at the weekend, we're so close, but we still blew it.
I mean, listen, Dan. The thing is, Dan, we said, you know, in the first game, you know, we have to beat Wolves. I mean, they couldn't win a game, couldn't get a point, and yet he took a late goal from Paulinho, and we were celebrating it, you know, big time.
Johnny, we make these teams near the bottom look like prime Barcelona when we play.
It's embarrassing, mate.
How many times this season have we lost to teams that haven't won a game or in the bottom half?
Same last season.
Yeah, it's
resting
a players, isn't it? It's a real
but under De Zerbi, we made Brighton look back very average, and then Brighton smashed all over Chelsea. And
do you think we made them look average? I thought they were pretty good. Brighton.
No, we made them look average, in my opinion.
I don't know. I thought
we were the better team. We were the better.
They were
we were by
better on the
far the
ball.
better team. We were by far the better team, in my opinion. And then against Sunderland as well. Sunderland have got an amazing. I don't think we deserve to lose again. I think we should have taken 4 points from those 2 games, and instead we got 1 point. That's my stance.
What do you reckon, Still? Oh, he's frozen in that position again, is he?
Same position, exactly the same.
No, he's
position.
not. He's moving.
No,
He just moved.
no, I'm here. I was just relaxing.
He's got a fan with him now. Are you not a fan then, Still?
That's a mic. It's a microphone.
Oh, right. Okay. I thought it was a fan.
It's a giant lollipop. What's going on here? Sorry, can you hear me?
Hear us, mate? Yeah, we can hear you. What are you saying?
1 second, my headphones just switched off. Hold on a minute. Let me sort this out.
All right. While Phil's doing that, Johnny, what's your start? What's your team selection?
So my team selection will be obviously Jed Spence in for Destiny Dogi. I would bring in Paulinia for Basuma.
Can you hear me, guys, or have I completely gone?
Yeah, no, I can hear you. I'll bring in Paulinia for Basuma.
Give me 1 minute.
I would be playing the same team, but Mawani would be coming out. And Richie will be coming in. But I would be asking Richie to drift more centrally and try and dovetail between himself and Solanke. I want to see Solanke try and actually get in the box. I'm not really interested in him winning, a few headers in the middle of the park. I mean, towards the end of the game, he couldn't even hold the ball up to stop the ball coming back to us. If he could have held the ball up in that last 10 minutes up the top of the pitch, we might have had half a chance.
Well, he was exhausted running everywhere, wasn't he, Johnny? This is the thing. He was all over the pitch.
Yeah,
he was all over the pitch.
Come off. Yeah, but
he
was running and running and running. Look at some of the runs he was making, right? And, not going into the great detail, but some of the analysts looked at some of Richie's runs because at the start of the season, Richie was running and chasing every ball like a dog.
But he can't hold the ball up as much as Solanke can.
No, what I'm saying is you have to work your runs and work out when to run for a ball and not be expelling needless energy chasing the wrong type of balls is what I'm saying. And yes, he ran and he chased and he ran and he chased. But there were balls in there, Dan, where I felt like, why are you chasing that particular ball? I don't disagree with you. He worked hard. That is never in question. I'm just saying I'd like him to be putting a little bit more effort in actually getting in the box, because there's absolutely no point putting balls in when Solanke is nowhere near the box.
So have both of them in the team then. Have Solanke playing a false 9, Richarlison playing off the left or playing up top in a 9 that can stay up the top as much as possible.
That's what I'm saying.
If Matisse Tell's going to play off the right-hand side to replace Mawani, then Matisse Tell is one. He can do one thing very good, right? He can take players on. If he takes players on off the left-hand side, he can cut in and get into a shooting position. But if he's going to play off the right-hand side, you know that he's going to get to the byline. He did it 2 or 3 times as soon as he came on against Brighton. He whipped the ball in. There was nobody in the box. It drove me up the fucking wall. If you're going to,
it was annoying.
If you're going to put Matisse Tell on the right-hand side, he's going to cut on the outside and then whip the ball in. And when he did it in the 50th minute and the 54th minute, there was nobody in the box, driving me insane. So if Dom Solanke's going to do his thing where he holds the ball up and goes and drifts into various patches and do all those things, fine. If the expectation of him is to be the connector, that's fine. But then he can't get in the box. Then you need somebody else who can. So if you're going to do that, if you're going to ask that of Solanke, then you need Richarlison to be the guy who can get into the back post off the left-hand side, but be the late arriver, but get there earlier and be in an aerial position where he can attack. Like if you're gonna ask that of Matisse Tell, you can't ask that of Solanke to do what you're asking of him, and that of Matisse Tell on the right-hand side, and not have Richarlison playing off the left and being a late arriver. That is you can't be all things. You can't run with the
it's ridiculous.
You have to do one or the other.
Can I just ask a question? Do we think that Richarlison should have got on for at least 10 or 15 minutes on again that Brighton game? Yeah,
all of the subs were already taken by that point. They'd already made the decisions.
I know. I'm saying,
Johnny's on the Richarlison train. He's desperate.
No, I'm not. I'm asking a question. No, listen, it's not. It's nothing to do with that. It's common sense. Solanke was dead in the water. He couldn't hold the ball up, Sean. And this is what I was saying. You know, that last 15 minutes, he was done. Couldn't hold the ball up. The ball was coming back. Xavi Simons, 82 minutes, got cramp. Couldn't even walk the last.
Yeah, but there was no subs left to make by that point, was there?
I understand that. That's why I'm saying I felt like it was a mistake. Is what I'm saying.
But who shouldn't have come on then? Who did come on with hindsight?
The problem you got, Johnny, the problem you had was that Basuma and Benson Call were just coming back.
Yeah.
They ran out of legs.
Yeah.
Gallagher run his heart out, so Bergvall came on for him. Mawani was totally ineffective until came on there.
You're looking at your notes. What about do you think though that
I like the fact he's got notes.
No. So do you think no, I just remember how he remembered it all. Do you not think though that had he played Paulinho, you were an advocate of Paulinho start. I think Paulinho should have started and Paulinho would have made the 90 minutes, right? And it would have enabled us to have made another substitution, is all I'm saying. Listen, I've got nothing against Basuma's performance in that game. Nothing against it at all. I thought it would free up Xavi Simons with them playing. I just, it was just so frustrating that last 10 minutes in that game, watching what looked to me to be an inevitable Brighton goal because we just couldn't stop the ball coming back and we were sinking deeper. Solanke was done.
Yeah, but
Xavi was done.
I think Luba makes a good point about the fact that Benson Call was never going to finish the game. Neither was Basuma.
That's on the manager, right?
Yeah, but you can only make so many substitutions. So you only get 3 different subs to make. So I hear you. Obviously, Xavi was also done. And yes, you could have made the argument that Solanke should have come off earlier. But like, there's only so many chances you can take to make substitutions, and only so many subs that you can make. So which ones do you disagree with?
To me, I wouldn't have. I thought Mawani was an absolute dead sub. He shouldn't have started the game. For me, he was just.
He's not a right winger, though, is he, Mawani?
No, he's just there. But he didn't even make. There were times he was walking around the pitch, Dan.
Yeah, he doesn't make enough effort. I agree with that.
No, there's no effort there. And, at least with Richie, yes, he's not for the right-hand side. He plays off the left or through the middle. But, at least he can drift inside, I mean, I'm not saying that he's the answer at all. But one thing with Richie is, he's going to give his all. I don't want to see any player. We talk about effort. And we're watching Mawani walking around, strutting around, not even tracking back. One thing about Richie, he'll be closing down and leave everything on the pitch. You can't say that about Mawani, which is why he was taken off.
Yeah, he's poor.
The other substitution, Johnny, was Spence coming on for an injured Udogie.
Yeah.
On the 76. Yeah. So for me, I wouldn't have put Gray on 57. I'd have put Paulinho on for Basuma. But when Benson Call came off, who then do you put on?
It dropped off, didn't it? Big time. It dropped off after
We've got no one to run in behind. This is it. We've got no pace up front. This is the problem. No wingers. It's up against it, any De Zerbi with this forward line.
It's difficult. It is. It's very hard for him. Mawani is completely ineffectual. Listen, it's we're talking about, you think about it, we're talking about leaving Richie out, and he's our leading goal scorer. He scored 10 in 38, I think.
Or him and Paulinho. Look how many goals between the two of them, and neither of them played.
Yeah.
And he came on and he nearly scored.
In a De Zerbi system, you need people that can trap the ball. You need people that can keep the ball close control. And if you're going to pick one of Solanke or Richarlison for those reasons, you're going to pick Solanke all day long every time.
I don't have a problem with Solanke starting. I'm just saying that Richie should have got minutes. When you look at Paulinho and Richarlison, the amount of goals that that they've scored this season on a team that doesn't score and hardly scored any goals. Paulinho came straight on and almost scored, right?
I'm just saying, if you think back to the timing of the substitutions, they ran out of subs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure De Zerbi would have loved to have brought Richarlison.
But didn't we have the same comment when he ran out of subs for the Sunderland game? Did they not have the same comment then? Why he didn't bring on Xavi Simons? I'm sure there was some comments about that.
No,
Xavi came on late. Xavi came on late in that game. Which was crazy.
Yeah, because he said he couldn't bring him on earlier because there was something I can't remember.
I think De Zerbi's learned his lesson though with Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons has to start the game on Saturday, 100%.
I think the key thing about Saturday was, if you're going to say, listen, they were much better. They were 3 minutes away from 3 points. And I think if you're looking for any negatives regarding the substitutions, then De Zerbi put himself into a difficult position by starting both Bentancur and Bissouma.
Agreed.
For the same match, both of them being out for 3 or 4 months, and
knowing they couldn't last.
They both could have come off at the same time. You get 5 subs, but you get 3 changes, right? So obviously the Udogie injury affected that. That took one. Yeah. That was one of the chances that you wouldn't have otherwise have had to have changed. But for me, Bissouma and Bentancur were both the best 2 midfielders of the 3. Well, they were both really, really impressive, and they should both start. If they're both fit, they should both start on Saturday.
Some people said that they thought Bentancur's performance in that 70 minutes was the best performance by a midfielder this season. It's a low bar.
I think I probably agree with them.
I think he was good, Bentancur. I think he was good.
Yeah.
So how would you start? How would you play if you brought Richie in, Johnny, with Solanke? So there's 2. Who's your other 4 for midfield and up front, or in the 10?
I would just play those 2 and just have them dovetail and just try and link up with Xavi. Or you start with Tel and Solanke. But Solanke's got to get in the box, mate. I don't want to see him winning headers like he did on the weekend and, winning balls in the middle of the park. You're not Harry Kane, mate. You're not Harry Kane. You're not going to spray a pass 20 yards and then get in the box and get on the end of it. Or
I think we also have to give a little bit of credit to the role that Solanke plays. I think no one ever gives the credit to Solanke. No one gave the credit to him last year for playing the kind of sacrificial lamb in the Ange Postecoglou system. Was it last season or in his first season? This year, right now, if Solanke's going to come deep and pick the ball up and then win the ball in duels on the right or on the left-hand side, if he can't literally get to the box by the time that Tel or whoever else beats the byline and gets the ball in, you've got 3 number 8s in the team that started that game. Bissouma, Bentancur and Conor Gallagher, all of whom have played 10s in their time or box-to-box 8s. At least one of them has to
Gallagher was the one.
They have to make that late run into the box. If Solanke's going to be pulled out of position, you need one of those 3 midfielders, or ideally 2 of them, to be able to be a late runner into the box. But they weren't doing it when Tel got the ball in the second half. And I'm like, okay, you can be angry at Solanke for not being there, but actually
I wasn't angry at him. I just
not you. I mean, whoever. I mean, you can be like, well, Solanke's got to be there. But if he's the guy that's winning the ball and he can't get there, one of the 3 guys in the midfield has to get there. They have to get there.
You know who was making those runs, though, in the Sunderland game, going past the team, was Destiny Udogie. If you looked, every time Destiny was making those runs beyond the defenders, beyond the midfielders, making those runs, trying to catch him out the back. He, with a bit more luck, he maybe could have scored or got on the end of it. And he tried to do the same thing, against Brighton. Listen, look, it's a working transition. There's only 2 games in. Nothing's perfect. You can't question Solanke's work rate, that's for sure. No.
And De Zerbi doesn't have a Dele Alli, Stevie G, Frankie Lampard, who made those runs late into the box to score.
You do have 3 players on the pitch that are all used to being box-to-box players that therefore should be used to making late runs. In Conor Gallagher, who played as a 10 for Palace and at times for Chelsea, for Bentancur, who's done that for Uruguay, and Bissouma, who did that all the time for Brighton. All 3 of those players are more than capable. I know Bissouma didn't score very many goals playing that role, but Bentancur and Conor Gallagher, more specifically, have both got all of the minerals to be able to get into the box, but they weren't doing it. And yet people were saying, well, Solanke's like a lead balloon because if he's coming out of position, he used to be in the box. But actually, some of the focus should have been on the other 2 guys that are playing in a flat 3. They've got to make that late run, and it's not like they're 60s being asked to be an 8. They're 8s being asked to be a 10. And Conor Gallagher has played as a 10 many, many times. And Bentancur for Uruguay has played in that role as well. So, they're both, it's not like it's unknown to them to get to the box to be able to fill the gap. And they didn't.
Sean, the one time it happened Saturday was Porro's goal, wasn't it? Late run in, Javi chipped in.
Well, and what a lovely little hand of God. He almost looked just like the little dink over the top. It almost looked like Maradona from Porro, you know, when he just jumped in. Has Porro ever scored a goal with his head before, by the way? I can't imagine.
Can't remember.
He was brave. He was brave.
It's class goal. Class goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stella, are you there, mate? Can you hear us? Can you
do sign language for the hard of hearing?
Do you want to give us your thoughts, mate?
Sign language, what I think. Look, I'm going to say what I think, then I'm going to contradict myself massively. I would start Paulinho all day long. I don't understand why he's being dropped. I definitely would not start with 3 across the top. I don't think it works. I'd go 1 up top. I'd play 5 in the midfield because I think with the players we've got now back, we're stronger in the midfield than what we are across the front 3. The front 3 are awful. I'd just play with 1 lone striker and 5 in the middle. Having said that, I wouldn't do any of that because we're not going to get any continuity unless we stick with the same starting 11. It's just we're never, ever going to get any fluidity in this squad unless we just... So saying that was against Brighton that we've seen a long time, then just start with the same one again and let it play out. So I think De Zerbi, should start the exact same 11. I think De Zerbi will make a couple, and I think that's a bad move. Although that's what I think it's the wrong move in this particular situation. So,
from what I can gather, from what you're saying, Estelle, it sounds like you're lining yourself up for the ability to say he got it wrong, even though he also might be doing what you're asking him to do.
You got it right.
I love the way that you're lining yourself up to be able to say, this is what I would do, but also this is what I would do. He's going to do that. He's going to be wrong if he does that. And then whatever happens, you're going to be able to say, Derby's fucked it. Derby's fucked it. I was right. I told you so.
Where your argument comes, Sean, is we have to predict a score. So I will be held to account by my prediction of the scoreline, won't I? Right? So,
yeah. Should we start? Let's
I'm just saying
let's start with you, mate. What's your score prediction?
I think this weekend. I think West Ham are going to get a draw. And at half. It's important I say that because at half time we're going to know what's going on in their game, and I think it's going to have an impact in our heads. So I think this week, it's going to be 2-2 Spurs and Wolves, and we're going to choke at the end again. It's going to be another Brighton-esque situation where we're 2-1 up and then we choke towards the end of the game and 2-2.
Okay. I'll go next. I'm going to say 2-1 to Tottenham. It's massively important. I almost care as much about the Tottenham staying up as I do about me staying at the top of the predictions league. I know that Stel's made a very tactical decision going for 2-2. I'm going to say 2-1 Tottenham. I'm going to break the habit of a lifetime because the only reason that I've been top for so long is because I've always backed Tottenham to not win. But this time, my boys aren't going to let us down. 2-1 Spurs for me this weekend.
For me, what's more important, the polar ice cap melting or Spurs winning? It's a toughie. I think it's going to be a really, really tight game. I think it's going to be 2-1. And then, unlike last week, right at the death, we're going to get the third goal. Xavi Simons is going to run down the thing, take his shirt off, and everyone's going to be applauding his last-minute goal, where he gets cramp and falls to the ground holding his leg. 3-1 victory.
Dislocates his ankle, smashing the advertising board in celebration mode.
Falls into the pit when he realises it's only for giants, not for midgets. 3-1.
I'd just like to remember. I'd just like to remind our audience there's a reason Johnny's bottom of the table. All right.
Yeah. I've been there's a reason why I'm at the bottom because every week I come with the hope and dream and belief that one day we will win a game. If I went every day...
I'm really genuinely scared that I'm going to do the Arsenal of the Spurs 5 prediction league.
You are, mate. I'm going to get you.
I've been at the top the entire from game week 1 to game week 33, 34, whatever. I've been at the top, and then Stell comes in with his negativity, and he fucking steals it last minute.
You heard of the blue sharks are swimming. The Stell sharks are swimming, fella. The Stallion sharks are coming.
Could you be drinking a bottle of water in a couple of weeks, Sean, with bottlers on around the?
I'm going to be like this next episode.
Sean's tears on the label. Yeah. Come on,
Been
Lubo,
on
what
the
you
bottle
saying?
all night.
What are you saying, Lubo?
2-0.
To Tottenham.
Yeah, quick change. I would have said 2-1, but I'm going to go 2-0.
Nice. Dana, Spurs analyst.
Well, I'm going to jump on the courage and signs bandwagon and the hope in the fan base. Yeah, 2-1 Spurs, but my head's really saying 2-2. But yeah, let's go 2-1.
Sorry, Sean, did you go 2-1? Did you say
2-1 Spurs? Yeah.
Oh yeah. 2-1, 3-1, 2-2, 2-0, 2-1. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Just to round this off, guys, we've got a couple of super chit chats. Oh, go on, Steph.
This is really good because there's none of us have got the same scoreline. This is good. Something has to happen this weekend now because we've all.
Not necessarily. If we lose 2-1,
we lose 1-0. That's it.
If we lose 2-1,
that's a very good point. That's a very good point. Yeah. That's a good point. That's a
massive donation from our friend Sanilla. Big up to you, Sanilla. Very generous, my man. Thank you very much, my man. Choo to you, bro. Choo to you, bro. Appreciate. Actually, I haven't done a super sticker. Choo. Let's do it. Big up to you, Sanilla. Very, very generous of you, mate. Thank you very much, my man. It really helps the channel. These dark times. And Spurs King, member for 2 months. He says, dancing in September, crying in May, bottlers again. Olay.
Olay.
I think that is all about Arsenal. Maybe it's about us because we were dancing in September. We were first or second. No, we were third in the league in September as well. So
yeah, I sent you the video. I was dancing top of the league, Tottenham top of the league. We were doing the Olays 2-0 against Manchester City. Played them off the pitch with Haaland and the boys, and we thought, hello, here we go. And it was just a bloody, I don't know, it was an illusion. Terrible.
Now, what odds would you get, do you reckon, on City to win on goal difference and Spurs to stay up on goal difference?
Listen, 2,000 to 1.
That would be
2,000 to 1.
No, I don't think it would be. I think it would be like 20 to 1. I think that's quite possible.
I tell you what, the press wants though. The press
it's not a bad shout though, Lubo.
The press wants Arsenal to bottle the title and Spurs to go down. That's the double. The press and the TV all want. That's their story. That's what they're all hoping for. And I reckon the PGMOL are in on it.
Possibly. Coach L. Roch NY says if Sean bottles it, he has to get an OK jersey Arsenal kit and wear it on the Spurs 5.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. We shall see. Just quickly, just super quickly, what is the is there anyone here, and let us know in the chat as well, is there anybody here that cares more about Arsenal bottling the season? Would you if you could be offered right now, Tottenham stay up but Arsenal in the league, would you take it? And would you take? So you would, yeah.
Of course. But I would say if Arsenal win the league, it would be down to Tottenham Hotspur, wouldn't it? It would be down to Spurs because we've taken 4 points. We took 4 points off of Manchester City, and we gifted Arsenal. Not only did we gift Arsenal 6 points, but we gifted them. How many goals was it? 8 goals. I can't remember now.
Yeah, 8 goals, Johnny.
8 goals, and 6 points. So.
Stell, would you rather Tottenham went down and Arsenal bottled it, or would you rather Tottenham stay up and Arsenal won it?
Mate, you know my position. Every week you ask me the same thing. It's like, how much more can I try? It's like, every week, how much dirt can I throw on this guy's face? Can I just find another bit of mud somewhere just to slingshot at him? It's like every week.
One thing,
I will
one
say
thing's
what,
for
you know
sure.
what, Johnny, I will say one thing with regards to what you said. A lot of Arsenal fans are giving us shit, saying the only reason you're going to go down is because when you had a chance to get top 4, you deliberately lost to Man City to stop us winning the league. And Sonny went through 1-on-1 with the goalie and deliberately missed, right? So if they don't win it this year, that kind of nullifies that argument, because what we'll be able to say is, hold on, we gave you 6 points this year, and Man City, we did our job against them. So don't use that to hit us. Don't use that
we've
to
helped
hit us
them
ever again. Because this
Does
year,
anyone genuinely believe that Sonny? Do you think that Sonny genuinely missed that shot?
No,
Of course he didn't.
not for 1 minute.
He fucked it. He just fucked it.
He's just not that good.
But Arsenal fans use that as a stick to hit us with.
One thing's for sure. One
Just
thing's
got it
for
wrong.
sure. One thing's for sure. When it comes to the game between Arsenal and West Ham, no Arsenal fan will be praying that West Ham score to send us down in that game. They'll be praying for an Arsenal victory. And one thing's for sure, whatever happens in that West Ham and Arsenal game, ultimately, I don't feel that there can be a bad result for us. A draw is good for us both ways. An Arsenal win helps us both ways. And God forbid, even if West Ham beat Arsenal, right, ultimately, you know, when push comes to shove, at least Arsenal won't win the title. So I don't think there is a bad outcome at that late stage of the season for us in that game. Obviously, you'd have the result that you prefer more out of them all. I think probably a draw would be the one. But, you know.
I'll be entirely clear. I want Arsenal to smash West Ham. I don't give a flying fuck about Arsenal's title.
No. But, I mean, you wouldn't be upset if it was a draw either, would you?
If a draw helps West Ham beat us and send us down, then yes, absolutely.
But I'm saying...
If you had to ask me right now, what result do I want out of Arsenal-West Ham right now, without knowing where we're going to be in 3 weeks' time? I want Arsenal to smash West Ham.
We all want Arsenal to beat West Ham. I'm just saying ultimately there isn't a terrible result in that.
Yes,
that
yes,
scenario.
there is, Johnny. Yes, there is. There's a terrible result if Arsenal winning. If West Ham winning gets Tottenham in jeopardy. I couldn't give a flying fuck about Arsenal, mate. I care about Tottenham. I care about my ability to make revenue next year. I want us to.
Mate, what are you talking about, Sean? There's 6 extra games, mate. 6 extra watch-alongs.
8.
Thinking away, mate. Think about the revenue.
I can't wait. I've got to do homework, mate. I've got to spend all week long fucking figuring out who these players are. Who is Johnny Smith, who plays for Lincoln City? Who is this 23-year-old? I've got no idea who any of these players are. The amount of additional work that I'm going to have to do next year if we're in the
Millwall, mate,
is a pain in the fucking ass I don't want to have. So
the other question,
win the league all day long. I don't care about
Stevenage.
So the other question, if the league positions for Spurs and Arsenal finish exactly the same as last year, they finish second, we finish 17th. Might sound an obvious question, who's had the worst season? But is it? Who's had the worst season, considering how well Arsenal were doing a few weeks ago?
No, Tottenham had the worst season.
Is it a problem? Is it a question, that one?
Tottenham have had the worst season.
I don't think it's in question, is it?
If you link
what?
Hang on. If you link expectancy to it, what then?
Listen,
Tottenham had the worst season. Tottenham had the worst season.
I'd rather be challenging for the league, be in the Champions League semi-final, lose the final. Yeah.
Yeah, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
It was just a question. Just a question, that's all.
I'd rather have all of that. I'd rather have that misery than this one.
All right, guys, listen, we're going to leave it there. We've been going for 2 hours and 4 minutes. So massive thanks to the Spurs Danalist. Dan, have you got your YouTube? I'll find it whilst I'm saying goodbye, mate. Thank you so much for coming on, mate. What's coming up next on your channel, buddy? And I'll plug the link for everybody to find you.
Well, we'll see. See what happens after this Wolves game, eh? I'm sure I'll do a show, maybe Sunday, possibly. Yeah, well, I'll get one out. I'll get out. I've just not. I haven't got regular shows at the moment because I've had a baby and everything. So yeah, it's a little bit everywhere. So
Was that painful for you, Dan?
yeah, it's very painful.
Congratulations, mate. Congratulations on
Epidural.
the
Did you use the epidural, Dan? Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah. Next season, hopefully, it'll be a bit more regular. Back on the Tuesdays, be on the lane with Nige. But this season, I'm just going when I can. So yeah, check it out when subscribe.
Appreciate you for coming on, mate. Thanks so much for coming on, buddy. We'll get you on again. Lubo, we'll get you on very, very soon again, no doubt. Thanks so much for coming on, buddy.
Cheers, man.
Good luck with the fatherhood
Cheers,
stuff. Was it your first child?
No.
Oh.
Not my first.
14th, mate. 14th.
Right,
No,
cool.
number five.
Number 5.
Jesus. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well done, mate. Congratulations.
Time to tie a knot, though, Dan, I think.
Yeah. Very impressive.
Yeah,
mate.
I think so.
Mate, listen, Dan, if we all quit, your kids can take over the Spurs Five.
Yeah, that's right. Good one, that. Yeah.
£5
Big up to you, Dan.
to go.
Cheers, lads. Thanks for having me on. Big up, chat.
Thanks for coming
Thank
on.
you so much.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks for coming on, mate. Please get over to the Spurs Dan list. There's the link, guys. Smash it and give him a sub and check him out once he's back at it full time. Johnny, Lubo, Stel, big up to you guys. When's your next show's coming out? When's your next bit of content coming? Anything planned?
Don't know. I'm doing it with you, mate, aren't I?
Yeah. Stel?
I think I'll do something on Tuesday. I think I'll let whatever happens this weekend, I'll let everyone have their say. Then Tuesday, I'll lay down the gauntlet.
Okay. All right, guys, that's it from us. Big up to everyone. Thank you so much. I don't know why this one's starred. Stel is an embarrassment to the club. I hate him with a passion. Why is that starred? Who starred that? Did you start
Sorry,
that,
I
Stel?
didn't. Yeah, no, it was me. I didn't mean to do that. It was the other one I meant to do.
Oh.
Sorry. Sorry.
I assumed that was you, Stel.
Cheers,
starring
Johnny.
that.
Cheers, mate. Nice one, Johnny.
I didn't mean to do that one.
What a
It
way
was
to
one
end the
that
show. Whoa.
Mate, 1,000
It jumped.
comments in the last 2 hours, and Johnny stars that one.
No, it jumped as I went to do it. Apologies.
Unbelievable. Big up to you all. Love you all. Thank you very much. Stop fucking around with my comment section, you lot. You're all fucking bringing the comments up. You're throwing me off course.
By the way, can I just send my love to whoever put that comment in? I love you from the bottom of my heart, whoever that
I
was.
still couldn't read the story. What did he actually say? I didn't even see it.
Oh, well,
I've got no idea, man.
It wasn't polite.
Stel's the
This is what happens. This is what happens,
related-
guys. When you have one
related to
host, but you
Genghis
have
Khan.
4 people that all have access to the comment section and they can all bring up whatever they want. This is the madness that ensues. It's a difficult job, this hosting lot. Anyway, guys, we'll leave it there. Appreciate everyone. We'll see you tomorrow or over the weekend. Come on, you Spurs. I think everyone's predicted either a draw or a victory. So hopefully Tottenham don't let us down. It's too important for any more of your shenanigans. Like, subscribe and comment, guys. And as always, bye-bye.
Delegation, we